What's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Let's go. We are back. Appreciate you guys so much. Hope everyone had a wonderful Easter weekend. Appreciate you guys once again. Today we're flying the beautiful Airbus A321. Headed over to the beautiful Puerto Rico. Good to see everyone in the chat, man. Good to see you guys. We got Rock Out. Keep on rocking out, man. Good to see you. We got Antonio. What's going on, bro? Good to see you. We got Justin in the chat. Good to see you, Justin. We got Chris, aka JJ. Willie, what's going on, man? Riley, good to see you. Jay, what's going on, man? He said hello from the Bahamas. Jay, it's good to see you, man. Thank you so much for watching from the beautiful Bahamas, where we're taking off right now. Rio Stubbs, what's going on, bro? He said, what's up, family? Good to see you, Rio. How's everything going, man? Master 11, good to see you, Willie. Appreciate you guys so much for hopping on. Let's get this flight started in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. Brian, that comment had me dying, man. The movie Dumb and Dumber. Much love to you, man. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day once again. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. 1 second. Alexa. Oh, there we go. All right, so we got to plug in this thing real quick. And we're good to go. Appreciate you guys. What's up, Marshall Gaming? Good to see you, man. We got Karen in the chat. Good to see you. Jake, welcome to the stream. He said, I love the yellow livery. Reminds me of the bright yellow Packer. Nice. Shout out to you, Jake. Once again, hope everyone. Let me know what you guys did for Thanksgiving. Not Thanksgiving. I said Thanksgiving. What you guys know for Easter. Appreciate you guys once again. We got George. George, thank you so much for joining us. You're about to take off with us. Wait, question. Do you guys fly the ATR? I think somebody flown the ATR this week. And they told me that they actually fixed it. So let us know if it actually fixed. Yeah, right now I'm just about to take off right now. So absolutely not. You didn't do nothing much? Obviously Thanksgiving, yeah, April. Yeah. Talk about April. Did you guys, anybody get April Fools? Today is April 1st. All right, in the meantime, I'm just going to plug in my Xbox controller and should be good to go. So 1 more month till school is out. Oh, yeah, man. That is crazy. Summer break coming up. Let me know if you guys have any big plans. Here we go. All right, so we are now getting ready for takeoff. Looking for 140 knots. Let me see. I have some good news, Trip. Let's go. What's the good news, Antonio? Let us know. Hope everyone is having a good day. Master Levels, I know how that is. Antonio puts quite a stress on both of the teachers. In 1 second, let me go ahead and try to take off with an Xbox controller right now. And here we go. V1. Oh, rotate. And we are up. Nice. Positive rate gear up. All right, so Rhea said all good, just at work. Good weather, so work being done. Should be under fire. The second flight. Nice. Wait, so Rhea, you at work right now? And you're still watching the stream? Much love. We got Tony in the chat. What's going on, Tony? Good to see you, man. Tony, much love. Let us know what you guys did this weekend once again. Appreciate you guys. I spent some time with the family. Had a good dinner, lunch. Appreciate you guys once again. Let me see. Kieran said I'm coming to Florida this summer to 1v1 you in basketball. Oh, man, looking forward to it, man. Yeah, man, I played some basketball today, actually. There's some more weightlifting, but let me see. Beautiful scenery. What's up, Sean? Sean said, go Phillies. And Tony, I know you're going to love that comment. And Tony said, I got all A's for the third quarter of juniors year. Nice. All A's so far. I sent my report card on the channel. Let's go. That deserves a round of applause, man. Congratulations, Antonio. Keep up the good work. We're absolutely proud of you, man. That is awesome. What's up, Suzanne? Thank you so much for joining. Beautiful scenery here, man. Coming out of the beautiful Bahamas. Much love. Let me see. Master Love said I can't wait until end of May for the summer break. Yeah, summer break is actually coming up pretty soon. Know for everyone who all the teachers, all the students right now, looking forward to this beautiful summer break. We got cool videos in the chat. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Look at this beautiful scenery. Nice. Beautiful. Hey, awesome, Marshall. Keep on grinding, man. 300 subscribers is a great accomplishment. Congratulations, man. The scenery right now is beautiful. Thank you guys so much for smashing the like button. By Secure Chip Camp also should be an easy win. Nah, man. Brian, you got the wrong one, man. I definitely get ball, but hey, I love to see the competition. Let me see, Master. So hopefully I'll be participating and sitting in this year's high school graduation, where quite a few of my students are graduating. That is awesome, Master 11. What? That is amazing. Nice, nice, nice. Normally at our school, when I graduated, I think it's in May or June. So when is the graduation master level? We got Abraham in the chat. What's going on, man? Good to see you, Abraham. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. Right now, we're just flying the beautiful, beautiful Airbus A321 from Bahamas. Let me tell you, the turquoise water is looking beautiful. The skies today, blue. Hardly any clouds. Absolutely amazing. Oh, late in May. Got you. Graduated high school in, I think, 2016, I think. Yeah. And then 2020, college. Antonio said I have a quiz tomorrow after getting back to school from break. So I'm probably only doing this flight. Got to study as always. Got you, man. Yeah, Justin, you tell us about your 10X experience, man. Who's that? That's Rylan? Man, look at that beautiful. It looks like a 777. Nice. Yeah, tell us about your 10X experience. Justin has just picked up tennis now. So let us know, man. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm 24. I'm 25. You got it right, Kyron. Almost, but you got it right. Say we coming to Tampa? Oh, nice. In Miami. Awesome. In November. Wait, November? Aren't you guys getting married in November? Or that's your honeymoon? Oh, you guys are going to be honeymooning, going to different places. Nice, Willie. That sounds awesome, bro. Once again, if you guys just joined, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Make sure you guys smash that like button. We got Rylan in the sky with us flying. We got a few people here. We got Command Polo. I think it's the first time I've seen your name. Thank you so much for joining. So only doing this flight today. I'm going to do a longer one after this. Got you. Nice. Which flight you going to be doing? A long flight we're going to be doing. Justin just picked up tennis. He said, I didn't know how much about tennis. Now I just know the basics. Said I just got more to learn. But it's going good so far. That is awesome, man. Glad you're having a good... Today was your first day, Justin? Or was it like your second? Abraham said, I'm tripped. I want to join you guys, but I'm discouraged. Every time I get on my flights, it doesn't seem to be flying in the real time. Like a 10-second delay. And I can't catch up to you guys. Interesting. So when you fly with us, you can't catch up to us. You say 10-second delay. I mean, there's a 10-second delay on YouTube, but everyone else catch up to me. So I'm trying to figure out. Oh wait, I'll think about that, Adam. Abraham, thank you so much for telling me about that. I was trying to think of a solution. We got Mary in the chat. Mary, good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Antonio said, Trip, did you hear about the American Airlines plane colliding in Philadelphia? I actually heard it from you on the Discord. Did not hear about that, man. But thank you so much. I'll look into it. Any more information on that, Antonio? What type of plane was it? Oh, Rio, thank you so much. Second flight suggestion. All right, guys. So we're going to be looking for suggestions for the second flight. Looking for about a 40-minute flight or so. If you guys have any suggestions, please feel free to let us know. If you want it to be in the Caribbean, in the USA, in Europe, anywhere, let us know. Morgan, shout out to you, man. Pittsburgh, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, there won't be any mid-air collisions today. Should be fine. All right, here we go. Let's go and take some suggestions for the next flight of the night. 40 minutes. Let's see what we got. All right, so we got Ibiza to Nice. Rio. That's a Rio suggestion right here. Nice. We got Atlanta to Detroit from Ryland. Beautiful suggestions. And then we got Brian said Atlanta to Orlando. So we might be going to Atlanta. There's a lot of suggestions here for Atlanta. Let's go. Have you guys ever been to Atlanta? Much love. They say that's an hour, Rio? Oh, so rock out suggestions is an hour. Oh, yeah. Miami and Turks and Caicos. Yeah, that's a little bit over an hour. Rock out. That's a little bit over. Rock out, I saw you got a new gaming chair, bro. Nice. I just ordered mine today. Nice. Yeah, that's a little bit too long. Once again, appreciate you guys so much. Saying Houston to Nevada. How long is that flight? I think that's a little bit longer than an hour also. What's up, Suzanne? Suzanne, can you look at the photos and I sent in general? Let's check it out. Suzanne, you just sent them? Let me see. Was this you? We got an RC plane right here. Beautiful RC plane. Somebody just joined the Discord. Thank you so much for joining. Shout out to Travel to Caribbean also. He said his might be hit by a tornado tomorrow. So prayers to him once again. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. What's the weather like today where you're at? Is it raining? Is it hot? Is it snowy? Let us know. Let me say it has been 3 weeks today since I went to London for spring break. Today, Virgin Atlantic switched aircraft for Orlando to London. Wow. Right now, there's actually an emergency flight right now going on. I posted about it about an hour ago. The plane is still in the air. I took off from London, headed into New York. They cleared the emergency over the Atlantic, but it's still heading to New York. Not diverting so far. Ooh, what? Tony, that is awesome. Tony said, I'm taking my beautiful lady plane spotting. I love her so much. That is awesome. To find someone that loves aviation or at least has an open mind to aviation is awesome, Tony. He said, let us know how that experience goes. That is awesome. Abraham said, most plane accidents happen on land. The AA flight clipped a plane. Parked plane while being pushed back. Oh, boy. So what do you guys think in that situation? Like Abraham just said, most plane accident happens on land. Who's responsible? Is it the wing walker, the person pushing back the plane, the tug person pushing back the plane, or the pilot? Who's in responsibility for the actions? For the plane tip hitting the other plane tip? The pilot, the wing walker, the tug, or the pilot? Let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you guys. Once again, Panama says she's amazing. She will be posting pictures in the Discord. Awesome, 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 Tony. Shout out to you, man. The wing walker. Rio said it's fun, Tony. I'll take my girlfriend every time. It's a good date. Hey, nice. I gotta take some advice. That sounds like a nice vibe. Rylan said ATC. Ooh. Rylan made a good valid point. But the ATC is not visually there to see exactly what's going on. Yes, they probably made the wrong call, pushing back people at the same time in the same direction, but at least the tug or the wing walker for sure. That's the whole point of the wing walker. That's his job, to actually at least look around and make sure that they don't hit anything. So it depends. And let me know what you guys think. Wyland, good to see you, man. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you so much for joining. Beautiful Bahamas over to Puerto Rico. Should be a beautiful, beautiful flight. Let me see. Trip, I have a state test tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it. Rylan, you got this, bro. You studied, right? As long as you studied, get some good rest tonight. Make sure you get into bed at least at 10 p.m., man. What's your bedtime? What's your bedtime? Make sure you get some good sleep. Make sure your brain is fresh for tomorrow's state test. You got this, bro. We all believe in you. Keep on going, man. Oh, yeah, Willie, I heard about that, man. That's crazy. He said a ship hit another bridge yesterday. That's crazy. Let me see. Trip out on how much nautical miles your way. Right now, I am, says 600 nautical miles. What about you, Rocco? Well, I'm enjoying this beautiful scenery right now. Thank you so much for joining, guys. The question of the day is, I posted on YouTube already. It said, which factor is most important to you when selecting an airline? Which factor is most important to you while selecting an airline? Do you look at the safety record, the price, the customer service, or the on-time performance? What do you guys look for? When you're going to take a trip, a vacation, what's the first thing you look for? A good price, customer service, safety record, or on-time performance? Nowadays, it used to be price, but safety record right now is in the lead in the poll because of what's been happening with Boeing. A lot of people take a look at the safety record to make sure, oh, if it's a 737 MAX, I'm not going to fly in it. That's what they're saying. So John said the price. Yeah. I think if this question was asked last year, I would 100% everyone would say price. But now looking at the poll, 44% says the safety record, most likely because of what's going on with Boeing. Let's say you're flying from Charlotte to Orlando, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Nice. Awesome, man. Oh, yeah. Shout out to you, Rio. I'm looking for one more. Let me go ahead and copy and paste the last one real quick. Houston to Nevada. Well, that was a little bit long. Let me see. No, we'll still do it. Alright guys, so we now have a poll live up and running. Much love to you, Rio. So the options are Ibiza to Nice, Atlanta to Detroit, Atlanta to Orlando, and Houston to Nevada. Feel for the vote on where you guys want to go. Oh man, Rio, I should have saw that. Barbados to Antigua, that's a beautiful flight. Alright, so let me see. Said the on-time one, the customer service, everyone likes a good sale. Rand, good to see you, bro. Larry said, I look for a price, especially during the summer. Yeah, that is true. Wait, so question. If Spirit has the best prices, would you guys go? For instance, there's a 5-hour flight, but Spirit is very cost effective. Would you guys still go with Spirit? 5-hour flight on the Airbus A321 like we're flying right now. Let's say it's about $100 or $200 cheaper than Delta. Would you rather spend the $200 extra to fly in Delta or just save the money and fly in Spirit? What would you guys do? Hey, what's up, Marco? Good to see you, man. Marco, we are on PC, but this game is available on PC and on Xbox. And it's actually cross-gaming platform, so you can play with people that's on PC or Xbox. Rylan said, go on Delta. He said, save. Said Delta, Spirit would probably kill me. Oh my goodness. Whoa. So you rather spend $200 extra not to fly in Spirit. Got you. I mean, if it's a 5-hour flight, I can't understand that. I just heard the news that American Airlines is actually going to be getting free Wi-Fi, which is pretty big because American Airlines Wi-Fi was so expensive. It's crazy. Yeah, Kieran. Yeah, the Airbus A321. Not that bad, especially if one of it in American Airlines pretty nice. So it's pretty nice, probably in Spirit also. He said, I'd rather stay home and fly Microsoft Flight Sim. Oh my goodness. Mass 11, that was crazy, man. Mass 11, you saw Brian's comment before the stream started? I was over here dying, man. Marco said, I actually work for Southwest Airlines, so I'm biased. Marco, that is awesome. Good to have you on the stream, man. Awesome. That is pretty cool. Marco, would love to have you on the podcast sometimes. Basically, we're doing what we're doing right now, but we'll have you just answering some questions about aviation, about how to work for Southwest and how do you enjoy your job, how did you get the job, and stuff like that. So the younger generation would love to hear about your job, man. But good to see you, Marco. If you would like to answer some questions right now, feel free. Like, how long have you been working for Southwest? Brian said he had great experience with Southwest. Nice. With Spirit. Shout out to Spirit. Marco said he's been working for Southwest for 17 years. Wow. That is awesome. What's crazy is, Marco, we do have a Southwest pilot. His name is Captain Nick. He's also in the Discord. He's been on the podcast a few times. And he hops on and answers questions about how to become a pilot and all the good stuff. So it's pretty cool to have you that works for Southwest being in the chat, answer questions, man. Much love to you, bro. Let me see. Antonio said I already have free Wi-Fi in American, so that's a plus. You probably have T-Mobile. Is that right? T-Mobile, you get free Wi-Fi. It's pretty cool. You say you found Brian's comment. It reminds me of the VCR days. Master 11, that is funny. That is wild. But once again, guys, thank you so much for 14 likes as we're headed over to the beautiful Puerto Rico. So you do have T-Mobile. Nice. Wildly good to see you, man. So where are you flying to? We are flying to the beautiful Puerto Rico. Karen said I just flew over you. That is funny. Marco said, yeah, we have a great program for people who wanted to be pilot. Awesome, Marco. That is pretty cool. Marco, if you're free right now, you want to hop on the podcast for like 5 minutes, feel free to join, man. Basically, we have a Discord. It's like a big group chat. It's linked in the TikTok description right now. I'll just give you a quick call. Everybody will be here able to hear you on stream, and we'll just ask you a few questions about life working for Southwest and what's the best thing about working in the aviation field, and would you encourage anyone to work in aviation field? So let us know if you're up for it, man. Abraham said I'm flying with you guys. I'm 19 seconds behind. Got you, man. I see you. Let's go. Nice, nice, nice. Thank you so much for joining us, Abraham. See if you'll let us know when you have the VCR ready. You guys are hilarious, man. But once again, guys, if you're just joining right now, we're flying the beautiful Airbus A321. Somebody said the name. The name of the game is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It's available on PC and on Xbox. Right now, we're just doing a nice, beautiful flight over to Puerto Rico. Just took off from the beautiful Bahamas. This is live weather, by the way. Live weather right now is pretty nice. No clouds except for off to our right-hand side right here. You say you just took off from Haiti? Nice, nice, nice. How's the weather right now in Haiti? Key, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day, Key. Right now, just flying the beautiful Spirit over to Puerto Rico. Welcome to the stream, man. Let me know what the temperature is right now, where you guys are at right now here. I'm in South Florida. Temperature is 77 degrees. Pretty hot, and as the summer is getting closer and closer, it's only going to get worse. Going to drop to the go up to the 90s and hopefully not the hundreds, but last year it did go up to 99, which is crazy. I think, Abraham, your name disappeared. What plane are you flying, man? You said negative 46? Karen, what? You mean 46, right? So you can't see a long haul because I'm spending time with y'all is more important than... Hey, shout out to you, JJ. Appreciate you, man. Antonio said 50 degrees right now. What? 50 degrees in Philadelphia? Let's go. Brian said the temperature is hot because the summertime is here. Summertime is here indeed. Rio said, I'm sure my VCR are better than your Smash Bros skills. Yo, that is wild, Rio. Rylan said negative. It said 75. Wow, that is crazy. Wait, Kieran, where you at, man? It said negative 46 degrees. Sheesh. So you're in the Arctic on the iceberg? Let's go. Rockout said, I'm laying back on my chair enjoying this beautiful flight. Hey, shout out to you, Rockout, man. I'm jealous of you and Brian right now, man. My chair won't be here until Monday. Literally, today is Monday, and it's not going to be here until next week, Monday. If it's one thing about flying on Flight Simulator, you need a comfortable chair. So I'm looking forward to getting mine next week, Monday. And you guys definitely gave me the inspiration. Beautiful, beautiful chairs. What's up, man? He said, bro, I want the Airbus A350 to have the yoke because the Airbus A350 tech is better. 77. Oh, the side stick. Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, he said the yoke is better than the side stick. Me personally, yeah, I prefer the yoke. Side stick is pretty cool though. It's pretty nice. I used to have one, but it depends on the type of planes you like to fly. Because right now in the Airbus A321, if you want it to be realistic, you'd have to get a side stick, aka joystick. Brian said, rock out, same here, man. That is nice, man. We got Oli on the chat. What's going on, man? Say, hey, Trip. It's been a minute. It's been a while. Sorry about... Nah, man. Whenever you can make it on, man. Feel free to join. How you doing, man? He said, how you been? I've been good, man. What about you, man? How you doing? How's the fam? Brian said, I got the chair you suggested. I can sleep in this chair. Oh, no way. Brian, you're really serious? Like, it's that comfortable? Sheesh. That is awesome, man. Wow. He said, did y'all see the trailer of the PMGG 777? Yeah, it is beautiful. Very, very beautiful. I saw it, man. And let me tell you, man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Brian, man, that's crazy. Wait, so you and Rock Out, you guys got the foot stand out right now? That's awesome. You said right now you're flying the Airbus A321? Awesome, man. That's what I'm flying right now. Beautiful airplane. One thing I love about this airplane, not only does it look nice, but inside of it, you can actually have passengers. So we got about 52 passengers on board today. Not a packed flight, but still a beautiful flight. The interior, I think a Spirit logo should be in the front. There we go. You got the flight attendants. Pretty awesome. Anthony, good to see you, man. Say, hey, man, how's it going? Just hop on. We're flying to. We headed over to the beautiful, beautiful Puerto Rico. You just had dinner? Nice. What you had? Brian said the foot stand is out and the massaging pad is going. Brian, man, you sounds like you're living a life, man. All you need now is some hot chocolate. Sheesh. Nah, that sounds relaxing, man. Wait, massaging pad? Brian, where'd you get the massaging pad from? You had pizza for dinner? Nice, man. What kind of pizza? Not a VCR. Is it fly-by-wire? Yeah, fly-by-wire is nice. Absolutely beautiful scenery here today. Clear skies. Normally I had the clouds, but just seeing the beautiful islands as we pass by is pretty nice. Appreciate you guys once again for joining. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Thank you so much. What's up, Angel? Good to see you. Shout out to you, Brian. Abel, welcome to the stream. Absolutely nice. Nice. Shout out to you, bro. It's pretty cool. Hope everyone is having a wonderful night once again. He said not the VCR. I'm telling you, man, not the VCR again. Yeah, talk about basketball. Antonio, Embiid is indeed set to come back sometime soon. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Shout out to you, Brian. I know you'd get the joke, man. I know you'd get it. Said, is there a bathroom on this plane? Yeah, Kieran, there's a bathroom for sure, man. Hey, thank you so much for the follow, bro. Jesus is King. I love your username, man. Much love. What's up, Phillips? Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone is having a good night. Right now, we're just about to fly over MYAP, which is Spring Point. About to pass over. JJ9. Let me see. Wait, Antonio, wait, what? Well, once again, appreciate you guys so much for joining. Hope everyone is having a good day right now. 292 knots. Headed over to the beautiful, beautiful Puerto Rico. You say, bro, you probably have to pay to use the bathroom on Spirit. Can anybody vouch? Do you have to pay to use the bathroom? Imagine you have a little coin slot. 25, 50 cents to use the bathroom. Lexi, good to see you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining. Lexi, how are you doing? How's the pregnancy journey going? Let me know how you doing. Much love. It said, Trip, my mom is following you on YouTube. Hey, Willie, no way. Shout out to your mom. That is awesome. Much love to the family, Willie. Appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, Antonio said, remember the trip? Remember the stream Trip showed the bathroom and there's a hole in the bathroom? Yeah. What plane was that, Antonio? Was it the 777? Lexi said right now she got migraines and headaches. Hope you feel better soon, Lexi. Much love to you. You don't remember the plane? Antonio, let's go and check the bathroom right now in the Spirit Airbus we're flying right now. Let's see if there's a hole in the bathroom that we're flying. All right, where's the bathroom? The bathroom should be on the right hand side. Let me see. Actually, wait, where's the bathroom? I guess this aircraft don't have a bathroom. Let's see. Maybe it's at the back. Let's see what's going on. Once again, thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you so much for 16 likes. Keep on smashing that like button. What's up, Cody? Good to see you, man. Hope you're having a good day. Shout out to you, Mary. Good to see you. Hope you're having a wonderful day also. As right now, we're headed over to the beautiful Puerto Rico. Let me know if you guys ever been to Puerto Rico or any Caribbean islands before. All right, here we go. There's a bathroom right here. Let's check it out. Oh. So, Antonio, there is no holes through the bathroom this time. So, I think the developer did a good job at making the bathroom pretty good. But once again, appreciate you guys so much for joining. There's another one here. He said, watch out for the door plug. Man, so notice how no one is in the exit row? Wait, really? I didn't even notice. Let me see. Wait, how do I get out of the bathroom? All right, there we go. Let's check out the exit row. Oh, you think it was a 767? Got you, man. Next time we fly the 767, we'll see. Yeah, so right now we're checking. Yeah, there's nobody in the exit row. Nobody's in the exit row. Brian said yes, he's been to Puerto Rico in 2002. Wow, nice. Our cruise ended at. We weren't in San Juan very long. Nice, nice, nice. That's awesome, Brian. We said ain't no toilet paper. Oh man. Maybe we got to use the Philly. Nah, let me not. Let me leave that to you, Rio. The Philadelphia Eagles. Shout out to them. Once again, thank you guys so much for 17 likes. Much, much love here as we head over to the beautiful Puerto Rico. Hey, what's up, Michael? Thank you so much for joining. Chris, good to see you. Charles, Sharon, much, much love. Hope everyone is having a wonderful evening. Man, still ever. I knew you was going to get the joke, man. I knew it. Said Philly got the best toilet paper and also includes Super Bowls. Whoa. I am done. Toilet paper costs $5.99 on Spirit. That's crazy. Yeah, Shane, the animated passengers and crews are pretty cool, man. Let me tell you, it's pretty cool. That's one thing I really love about this aircraft when I first bought it. I think it was Brian and Rio, the one that's told me to get this plane, and I definitely did not regret it. This plane is pretty nice, smooth, and the fact that they have animated passengers and crew just adds to the simulation. We got Doze in the chat. Good to see you, Doze. I hope you're having a good day. They said, hey from Puerto Rico, everyone. We're headed over to your home country. $5.99 per sheet. Oh, it's your Turbo. Hey, shout out to Turbo, man. Yeah, that was indeed funny. Shout out to you, Willie. What's up, Matthew? Good to see you, man. Welcome to the stream. Absolutely beautiful sunset off to our right-hand side. Brian, that was crazy. I forgot to say it, man. Shout out to you too, Brian. But you caught me on that one, man. You caught me on that one. Dozen said she just finished eating the Big Mac and have big regrets. Oh boy, that is crazy. But shout out to, yeah, Big Macs are nice though. Shout out to McDonald's. So Rio's probably cooking up something over there. I'm telling you, he is. Can you fly to El Salvador? Of course, man. Would love to. Sleeping on Spirit is like $30. Yeah, you gotta stay up, man. Gotta stay up for sure. It says $29.99. $29.99. That is crazy, Kieran. What's up, Mars? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, guys. So I have an audio now that some pilots were flying the other day and they spot another UFO. Found out this was from January, but that is insane, man. There's a lot of pilots spotting a bunch of different stuff in the sky. So, and they were sure that it wasn't a plane. They saw it wasn't like a triangular shape. So crazy stuff going on in the skies. A lot of people don't believe unless there's actually physical proof of a camera or something, but there's a lot of stuff going on. Pilots are seeing it, but nobody's taking them serious. It said $9.99 for blink fee. Every time you blink, you get to pay $100. That is insane. So I'm way better. Oh, nice. New England said you're doing way better. Let's go to New England. That is awesome. Remember last week you hopped in. I think you said you even went to the emergency room. I'm not sure, but I'm so glad you're doing better, man. Much, much love to you, bro. That's funny, Willie. It's a $1,000 filming fee. That's crazy. You say you caught one on video, really? Takeoff fee for flight is $50. Oh my goodness. Brian said there's 100% no doubt in my mind that aliens do exist. Yeah, man, I don't think we're the only persons in the whole big universe, man. Something is definitely out there for sure. That is wild. Shout out to Spirit, man. Shout out to Spirit. Oh yeah, wait, I think you sent me a video of what you caught. Once again, appreciate you guys so much for hopping up. But there's a lot of people that believe in this stuff, and it is true. I believe in it. But after I posted that last video about the pilot spotting the UFO, a lot of YouTube channels hit me up and like, oh, we need to have you on the podcast. We need to find the pilot who this is. It was just too hectic. It's crazy stuff. So, but yeah, tribute descending. No, sir. I am right now at 33,000 feet. Yeah, not descending. For some reason, Abraham, I can't see you anymore. You were right next to me. I don't know if you passed me or what happened, but yeah, some of the names disappeared. Got you, man. Yeah, definitely get your homework done, man. Definitely get your homework done. Rio said if there's no aliens in Area 51, wouldn't it be too secret? Good one, man. Rio, how's work going, man? I think you said you were or you're at work right now. How's work going, bro? Said, do I have to pay the landing fee? How much is the landing fee on Spirit, you guys think? It said to eat is $100 and to eat your own food is $50. Oh, man. Antonio said, I'm going to need some luck for my Italian quiz tomorrow. No, man, Antonio, you got this, bro. You're pretty fluent. So just keep on practicing it. Keep on studying, and you should be good to go. It says 100K to land. Oh my goodness. Not 100K. As Doza said, you got this, Antonio. Those believes in you, I believe in you, man. You got this. Once again, guys, welcome to the stream. What's up, Nate? Nate, thank you so much for following, man. Let me see. Rio said work is going good. Getting ready to leave soon. Gonna grab the lady some Starbucks as a surprise. Hey, let's go. That's awesome. I had some Starbucks also. I had Starbucks this weekend for the first time in years. Caramel frappe was actually pretty good. Pretty good. Once again, hope you guys are having a wonderful day. So you have a what? Oh yeah, in biology. Yeah, you see, you have to dissect a pig in the biology. Yeah, we had to do that with a frog in biology. That was very crazy. But yeah, Chloe in the chat. Good to see you, Chloe. Hope you're having a good day. Chloe said, hi, I just got home from an all day of summer camp. Summer camp? Chloe, it's already summer for you? In Aruba? Shout out to you. Once again, hope everyone is having a wonderful night. Chloe, good to see you once again. Much love. Oh man, Abraham said, Chip, I'm not tripping. You just said it, bro. Oh man, I'm still at 30,000 feet right now. Where you at, Abraham? Abraham, do you see me on your screen? See, Trip, I think I really like Tyreek Hill autograph. Yeah, man. Shout out to you, Brian. Wait, is Justin on stream? Justin, you still here? This April Fools is actually summer for me. Oh, it's actually summer. Got you. So that was April Fool's, Chloe. Got you. All right, guys. So we got some announcements right now. That's awesome. Just got a text. We'll be calling the great, the awesome Captain Nick right now on the phone. So right now we're gonna give Captain Nick a call, and we're gonna say what's up to him. We haven't had him on here in the podcast in a while. We're gonna give him a call real quick. So big shout out to Captain Nick. Appreciate you guys so much for watching. Let's go ahead and hit them up real quick. But once again, appreciate you guys so much for joining. Here we go. Say hit some turbulence over Salt Lake City. Oh, Salt K. I was about to say. Got you. But once again, make sure you guys smash the like button as we're about to hit up the awesome Captain Nick right now on stream. Let's go ahead and see if we can find him on Discord real quick. All right, here we go. Let's give him a call. Yeah, he did indeed, Antonio. He did indeed. What's up, Dog Lover? Good to see you, man. Hope you're having a good day. Let me see. He said, well, got you, man. Right now, we're at 30,000 feet. Hello. Wait 1 second. Let me give it a few minutes. Close to tomorrow, me and my mom are going to buy some canvases. Nice. Awesome. Antonio, yeah, he really did. Yeah, once again, shout out to Brian. Thank you so much, Brian. Looking forward to the awesome. He said you're going to send a Tyreek Hill autograph photo to me, man. That is amazing, man. I'm really looking forward to it. That is awesome. Also, big shout out to Justin, man. I'm going to wait till he's here. I don't think Justin is on right now.
What's up?
Hey, we got Captain Nick in the chat. Captain Nick, how you doing, man?
What's going on, brother? I'm going well. How are you?
Awesome. So, guys, I'm going to give you a quick introduction here, Captain Nick. So, Captain Nick is an awesome Southwest captain. He's been flying with Southwest for a long time. He loves aviation. He's been a great help to us in the Discord. He answers some great questions in the Discord, and he's just an awesome, genuine guy, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream, Captain Nick. Let's get it. All right.
Royalty when you introduce me.
Let's go. Captain Nick, man, how you been, man? I see everybody in the chat is excited. They said Captain Nick answered some great questions this weekend, and he's doing a great job to help the younger folks know about aviation. So thank you so much for joining, man.
Yeah, man. I love the questions. That some of those questions are I mean, every question is a good question. Every once in a while, some of those questions will stump me. So if I don't know it, I'll definitely make it a point to be like, I don't know, but I'll look it up.
Gotcha. Nice. How's it been? Your work schedule been lately, man? Has it been super busy or taking it easy? How's it been lately?
A little bit of both. So like in February, I pulled my schedule back quite a bit to have more time with family.
Nice.
And then, but when I am working, I'm very busy. Like right now we got spring break, and so we're ramping up for that. And so like I go on a trip, 3 days starting tomorrow.
Wow.
And every single leg is just booked to the rim.
Wow. It sounds like you're super busy, man. 3 day leg. Where you headed to? If you don't mind telling us.
I know I overnight in Austin tomorrow night, and then I think I'm somewhere in Florida the next. I know I go to Orlando at some point. I go to Fort Myers at some point for quick.
Nice.
I know I'm kind of all over the place.
Wow, that is crazy. If you guys have any questions for Captain Nick while he's here, feel free to let us know, man. He's an awesome guy, awesome pilot. Captain Nick, I promise you, I think we talk about you every stream, man. We bring you up every time.
Really?
Yeah, man. There's always somebody on TikTok even asking, how's Captain Nick doing? I have a question for Captain Nick. He's on tonight. So I told him to join the Discord and ask him questions and whatnot. He's free. Whenever he's free, he'll answer. So good to have you on, man.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
and that's the big thing is like just having the patience with me, because I do actually. It's one thing that probably most people don't know is like I actually check that Discord way more often than I think people realize. And like, not that it's best like tag me, man, because sometimes it's best if I can go in there and click.
That is true.
Notifications, you know what I mean? Because like every once in a while I'll realize like just going through the general, and it's like, people will be like, hey Nick, what's blah blah blah, but like they didn't do like the @ Nick thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I'm not technologically savvy enough to be able to field those ones. So like definitely make sure you're tagging me. I very much look forward to fielding these questions and to answering as many of them as I can. That was my big thing coming onto the channel.
That is
was
awesome, man.
I'm so ready to answer questions. You just got to give me some time to answer them.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah, see, sometimes you even respond at like 1 in the morning. I'm like, wow, Captain Nick, man, I really appreciate it, bro.
I'm the most active, actually.
Yeah,
I'm getting off I'm getting off a trip. I'm a PM pilot, so yeah, I'm probably better at those times.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that so much, man. Chloe said, hey, Captain Nick, we miss you. Yeah, we definitely miss him, indeed. Chloe? Yes. That is crazy. Any emergencies so far this year? I mean, it's been 3-4 months technically. How's it been? Any type of mishaps on any flights so far, or everything has been smooth?
I mean, everything's been smooth, man. We've had a few, like, I think I had a medical emergency. I continued to where I was going though, and then I've had 1 or 2 passengers that I've had to kick off. I think one guy was a little too intoxicated.
Wow.
And I had another passenger who was just kind of being disorderly. But no, for the most part, I mean, knock on wood, man, nothing mechanical, nothing. The other day was a little intense. We were on the East Coast when those storms. I flew through that storm like seriously like 4 or 5 times. I mean, every time I took off, I had to fly through that storm again.
Wow.
And there was a lot of severe turbulence, and we kept telling the company, we're like, and the company backs us up, which is great, but we're like, we're not flying into this, like, that's severe turbulence. So
that is wild.
That's always a big one.
Wow, I'm happy that everything has been smooth so far. Other than that, a lot of instances where people are getting drunk on the airplanes right now. I've seen a bunch of reports on that. It's crazy. Let me see. Somebody said, Rockout said, hey, Captain, is it true that the runway numbers depend on the heading? Is it true that?
Yes. Yes. So, like, you'll never have a runway more than runway 36. It's one of my favorite parts, actually, of, if you've ever watched the movie Catch Me If You Can. He looks out the window and he says, hey, there's runway 44. You're never going to have it because the magnetic compass only goes to 360. So, yeah, when we line up on a runway, if it's like runway 24, we look at that compass in our heading indicator, and it should say 240.
Oh. So
you just add a 0 to it.
Okay, got you. I think I had a pilot try to explain that to me once, but that was a lot better just now. Thank you so much for explaining that. You make everything so simple, man. Yeah. When you come
into land, like, where are you at right now? Where are you coming in?
Right now we're coming into Puerto Rico, but TJBQ.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what runway are you going to be using?
Let me tell you real quick. Let me check the paper. We're coming in a runway number. Let me see. Number 8.
Okay, so 8. That's 080.
Yeah.
So, like, when you come in, when you're lined up on that, right?
Yeah.
You should be going almost due east.
True.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, when they say, like, landing to the east, that's what they're talking about.
Okay, that makes sense. Appreciate you so much for explaining that, man. It's much easier how you do it, man. Appreciate you, man. Big question here. Willie said, Captain Nick, any weird stuff in the sky? Meaning any UFOs? Because recently there's a lot of pilots that have been experiencing some crazy stuff in the sky. Even tomorrow I have a fresh brand new video to post on my channel. A few pilots in Canada seen a bunch of different crazy stuff. They saw like 4 different triangles in the sky and weird stuff happening. Have you ever experienced any sort of flying saucer or anything crazy stuff in the sky?
I've never like looked over and seen like a flying saucer, but actually I know the triangles that you're talking about. When I was flying, I don't know how to describe it. When I'm going back to the west, so like when I'm coming back into Denver, for example, last flight of the night, when I look to the northwest, just above the horizon, I keep seeing this triangle at weird intervals. And one of the guys that I fly with was the commander at NORAD, which is a very big, powerful position to have.
Wow.
And I asked him about it, and he was like, what the heck is that? And so, because I would figure, like, a guy like that, I'm like, you know what's going on over there. And the more research I've done, and don't hold this to me, but like the more research I've done, there are so many Starlink satellites out there. And the thing is, depending on where the sun is, depending on where we are, depending on the clarity, depending on what time of night and light pollution, you may only see them for a second. And so, for example, that triangle that you're talking about, we have all these Starlink satellites up there, I mean, seriously, thousands and thousands and thousands of them. And you're only seeing, even though it looks like the same one over and over and over again, they follow a path, right? They follow a
Yeah.
trajectory. And so you're actually seeing, kind of what looks like the same thing over and over and over again, but it's not. It's many, many different ones. Now, I will tell you that I am definitely a fan of the idea that there is more out there, because I have seen stuff, man, that I'm
Yeah.
just like, what? Like, seriously, you look over and you're like, nah. Like, but I've never like looked over and seen like a flying saucer
Got
like
you.
that you can imagine.
Got you. Yeah, we were just talking about that before you hopped on, so that was a good question, Willie, and a great person to ask you too, man. Great. See, Captain Nick, I have a question for the air shows in Tampa. Is it chaotic for the pilots? So basically, are air shows chaotic for pilots?
Yes, in every respect. Air shows, getting to the air show is chaotic. Flying in an air show is chaotic, and then the pilots who are trying to get in and around that air show. So I think you said Tampa.
Yeah.
So when I fly into Tampa, if there's an air show going on at the same time at like one of the local airports near Tampa, there's generally a TFR, which is a temporary flight restriction around that airport. And so it's a very like controlled, for public safety, of course. It's a very controlled thing. And so, yeah, getting to it as an airshow performer, performing in the air show, leaving after the air show, and if you're just a pilot just flying around by the air show, it's all chaotic, man.
Wow, that is great.
Yeah.
So that was a good question.
Great.
Man. Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let me see. Thank you so much for that answer, man. Antonio said, "Hey, Captain Nick, random question here." He said, "What did you get for your SAT if you took it during high school? I'm trying to study for my SAT right now. I've been slowly preparing for college."
I did not take SAT because I went to Middle Tennessee State University and they were an ACT school.
Nice.
I will tell you though, I'm not a phenomenal test taker. Like that's one thing that I'm glad, seeing like this next generation coming up, they're focusing a little less on your testing numbers and a little more on who you are as a human.
Nice.
And the thing is, if you're prepping for the SAT, prep, man, like really dig into it, really get it, take your SAT and do the best you can on it. But remember, I'm guessing you're taking the SAT to go to a college. That college application is not all about the SAT score. So like, what kind of community involvement do you have? What kind of person are you outside of school? What are your, expectations once you get to this school? Like, these things are just as important as an actual SAT score. I have seen people who have gotten into colleges, even though that college said, like once again, I went to ACT. Like, I've seen people who get into a college that are like, the ACT needed to be a 23 and above, and someone got like a 20, but they were, an extraordinary individual on the outside of school, and they had some reasoning for like maybe why they didn't do so well in their testing, and they got in. So just keep in mind, it's not all about who you are on paper.
Yeah, exactly.
Be a good person in the real world.
On sticking on that point, earlier somebody mentioned that they're kind of got a fear of like test taking. So you just said that you're not a good test taker. What advice would you give someone for taking tests? And Antonio has an Italian test tomorrow, a lot of tests coming up, standardized tests, SATs. What advice would you give them for at least being a little bit more relaxed during tests?
I don't know. Ask Antonio, man. He takes some crazy classes.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I don't know. And like, here's the honest answer. And I've actually, as we speak, and I swear on anything you want, I've got an iPad sitting down right next to me.
Yeah.
I've been studying for my sim for like 5 months, dude.
Wow.
Now, most people, when you ask them about like, hey, how long did you study before you got here? They're like, oh, the last week or so. I'm not a good test taker. And I will tell you, use it to your strength. So like, what I've done is, because I know I'm not a good test taker, I over prepare. Now I start, because like some people, they can cram, hey, I did a cram sesh last night and I'm good to go. I'm not that guy. So if I start very early, I go above and beyond where I know I need to go. And then once I get there, I take my test. I tend to do very well. I just don't like taking them.
Gotcha.
And I've realized I have overstudied. But I mean, hell, man, I'd rather overstudy, than understudy at all. So that's kind of my technique, personally, is just, I'd rather know what I'm doing and then show up way over prepared. But at the same time, like, give yourself some downtime. Like, there's, it doesn't, your brain can hold so much. And I remember a professor used to tell me, it's like filling up like a bucket or something, or like, whatever, a cup. You can only hold so much, right?
Yeah,
and then at some
true.
point, to put more in, something has to come out. So you just need to prioritize what you're learning and what you're actually paying attention to.
That's true. That is indeed true. Thank you so much for that great answer. As Brian just said, you guys are asking some great questions, and we getting some great answers from Captain Nick. Much love to him once again. We have a question here from Ryland. Say, Captain Nick, have anybody ever shined a laser at your plane?
Yeah.
What do you do about it?
Yeah, actually, I was lased just the other day.
What? Wow.
It is. Yeah, it's not fun, and like, people. I posted on a TikTok where someone was like, "Oh, they don't care; they're just on autopilot." It absolutely hurts us, man. Like,
wow.
Our glass is slanted, and all the instruments we use now are when I say glass, like they all have screens, right?
Yeah.
So when a laser comes into our cockpit, man, that thing bounces around like you wouldn't believe.
Wow,
and
that's
we've all got, like, we've got iPads up in the thing now, so like it just bounces around everywhere. And like we have had pilots who have actually gone out on injury because they got lased at night. And generally, we're not getting lased at 40,000 feet. We're getting lased when we're coming into land.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, because I mean, you generally don't like laze a plane that's way up in the sky. Like, you're lasing something that's close to you. Yeah. And so they've either just taken off, or more likely they're just coming in for a landing. So like, it's not a great spot to be in. And now in a lot of states, it's a federal offense. There was a guy in California that got like 14 years for lasing a plane. Like, don't do it, man.
Sheesh,
yeah, it's a big
14.
And it's like you're endangering public safety. It's not cool. And
yeah, that
is.
Yeah,
it's just not a cool move either way, But
yeah,
we have a protocol, and it has to be reported. That's the other thing. So if you're on the other side of the laser pointer, we are absolutely reporting you to the police. We are absolutely, like, they have to act on it. So the guy that got caught in California, the funny thing was, he was lasing people with his girlfriend, and they sent up a police helicopter. He lased the police helicopter, so the guy's like, well, now I know where to go. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So that guy got 14 years for it, man.
Wow. That is crazy.
Yeah.
He deserves it, man. He's endangering a lot of people's life, man. That is insane. Wow.
Not cool.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Not cool.
And they think they can't get caught, though. They think just because they're far away, they're not going to find them. But once the pilots give the coordinates, it's over.
Yep. Oh yeah. Well, and that's the thing, is like, I can follow your laser back to you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, we have stuff that follows you back. So
that's crazy.
Hey, I did see. I'm also trying to kind of keep up a little bit. I've never done this before, but like, I saw Brian wrote, "I'm not a good test taker. I'm more of a visual learner." I want to talk about that for just a second, if you'll give me.
Yeah, for sure.
I have noticed, and I didn't realize this until my stepsister. She has what's called an IEP, and so essentially it's somewhat tailored. She, like, when she reads something, she doesn't retain it as well as if someone read it to her. And I never even thought of that, man. And so Shayna, my wife, I realized, holy cow, every year, even though she doesn't know much about aviation, she reads me questions, and we like role play scenarios together. And I realized she is just like my stepsister Romy. She is doing for me what Romy's teachers do for her. Wow. So if you find that your reading comprehension, like, if I look at something and I read it, sometimes I find myself reading the same thing over and over and over. And then if you were to ask me, like, hey, what'd you just read? I'd be like, dude, I don't know. Words, like letters, hieroglyphs. If that's your case, have someone read that to you slowly. And like, the way I read it is, I'm not just reading the words. I try to read it as if I'm actually talking to you about it.
Oh.
And it's amazing, man. Like, that actually works for me really well. And I wish I would have, like, I'm 33 years old. I wish I would have known this about myself when I was 18 or 16 or whatever. So if that helps even one person in the stream today, I hope it does.
That is great advice.
Good job, Brian.
Good job, Brian, man. That's a great question, man. I'm a visual learner, so that's good to know. That's great to know. Thank you so much for answering. That's pretty cool. JJ said, Captain Nick, how long does it take to program the FMC?
With time, I mean, I've gotten mine down to like a minute and some change.
Wow.
I almost did this. I almost put it in the group the other day. I
Yeah.
filmed. So you remember long time ago, I filmed me doing like an originating flow,
Yeah.
and I posted that in our group.
Yeah.
I if this is, and this is something like, be okay with tagging me and being like, hey, this is something I want to see. Like this FMC question is perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know what people are interested in seeing. I mean, I see it on a daily basis. So like to me, it's just normal stuff.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't take away from the fact that every single leg, I'm like, yeah, coolest job ever. Like every leg, I recognize it. But sometimes like I don't know that someone wants to watch me program FMC, and like I'm more than willing to, with the right conditions and we're not like strapped for time. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I'll film that and I'll
That'd be
put it
awesome.
out.
Yeah.
But just like tag me, ask me what you're, like tell me what you're looking for. I would say when I was learning, it took a long time. I mean, like I was used to a different airplane, and I didn't know what I was doing on this plane, and the releases are all set up different from my last airline to this airline. So like, where am I looking? But then over time, you just do it so often that now, like, I mean, seriously, I could sit down and have that plane like ready to go in a couple minutes. Generally, I mean, as long as it's nothing
That is
crazy.
nice.
But that's with years of practice and
Yeah.
muscle memory, and I mean, it's kind of like like on flight sim, man. Like you get a plane ready pretty quick compared to like if you just handed someone the controls and you're like, okay, now do this, now do
That's
that.
true.
Like,
That's
it takes
true.
a long time.
Yeah, the muscle memory. That is true.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But yeah, man, a lot of people, including myself, would love to see the videos, man, because we, as they call us, aviation geeks or aviation lovers, would love to see those things. We would love
me too.
to see that, man. That is definitely fascinating, interesting. So I would love to see it. You said it's a minute. You said a minute, like 20 seconds it takes you to actually do it. I would love to see the full thing, the full setup of
I bet
FMC.
I could do it under 2 minutes for sure.
Nice.
Especially if it's cooperating. Sometimes because everything has to get sent through like aero data and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's actually the box that's slowing me down. Like I'm waiting. Like I've pushed buttons and I don't know what it is. Like if you look at your FMC, you've got like L1 through 6 and R1 through R6 kind of on the left side and the right side of the screen, and then you've got like all your numbers and buttons and stuff below that.
Yeah.
I jump around that FMC before the text comes up because I just know where to go next. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And so I just kind of know what's going to happen next. And so sometimes like the box slows me down, and then I'm like, oh man, like you didn't keep up.
Wow.
But yeah, I'll try to film it
for sure,
like
man. I would love to see that
next 3 days.
Yeah, man. These are stuff that we would love to see. Much love to you, man. We got another question here from. Let me see. 1 second. Making sure I'm not skipping anyone. Let me see. Antonio said I'm a visual learner. Also, I'm glad that aviation is very visual. Indeed. He said I have another question. Antonio said I have another question. What qualities do you believe that are super important for a pilot? What qualities are super important for a pilot? Antonio, you mean like personality traits?
Yeah, I'll stab at it actually. Just in general, because this will go for both. Your willingness to learn, and that's one thing I know about Antonio is he is willing to learn. Your willingness to swallow your pride, because the problem with pilots, by and large, is a lot of us are that type A. Like we are go-getters, which is great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we don't like being told we're doing something wrong. We don't like being told, you know what I mean? Like you need to figure out how to swallow your pride and listen and learn, because what someone's like trying to teach you or help you with, like they're doing it to try to help. They're not doing it to try to like, pick you while you're down or anything. Yeah, exactly. But that was something that I struggled with sometimes because I'm a perfectionist by nature. So like when I thought I had something down and when I was going through flight training and they were like, no, not like that. It was a little like disheartening to me because I was like, I thought I was doing it right. But instead of getting defensive over it, if you stop and take a breath and be like, this dude's trying to help me, that's very like your willingness to learn, your willingness to grow, look past your own pride. That's huge. And I think in aviation, if you stop learning, you need to get out of the cockpit. Like, honest to God, if you stop learning in aviation, you need to be done.
Yeah.
Because every day I learn something, and every person on this planet has something to teach you. So like, you'll see some of these people who have been 30, 40 years in the airlines, and some brand new first officer will come in and teach them something, and they're like, whoa, I didn't know that. And then vice versa, you know, you may look at it and be like, oh, this dude's, you know, this fossil over here, dude, that guy's got years on you. Like, he's got something to teach you. And I keep saying, dude, like, you know, non-sex guy, girl, I don't care, but like, whoever you're working with, and I don't care what position they're in, you know, they may be a ground ramp supervisor, ops agent, like, everyone has something that they know that you don't. And so being willing to learn and grow and continue that throughout your career, that's huge.
That's very
having
huge.
a good attitude about it, that's even bigger. Because that's Herb Kelleher said something one time, the owner of the guy who created Southwest, and he said, I can teach a monkey to fly a plane. I'm hiring for personality. So as long as you come to the training department with a good personality, it gets you very far in life.
Nice. Thank you so much for that, man. That's great advice. Remember, we spoke about this a few months ago on stream, actually, with me and you. You're saying that the co-pilot sometimes try to talk to the captain, and then the captain doesn't want to hear because he thinks that he knows it all and whatnot. But it's good to listen. It's good to learn and take advice from other people, especially in aviation. That's awesome, man. We have some more questions. We have one from TikTok from Cedric. Cedric said, you may have already answered this, but how much is flight training and how long did it take?
So Cedric, I'm glad you asked that, because I don't care how many times I ask it, and I don't care what the question is. Keep asking, man. I'll answer the same question 50 times. I don't mind. That's important to me. I would say that's different for every person. Unfortunately, I know you're looking for a number. And with today's world, they have things like Destination 225, and United has like United Aviate. There are things out there. A friend of mine actually just told me that he only spent like 60, and I say only, please understand. He said that he only spent like $60,000 going through training, but he went through one of these programs that kind of like split the cost with him. I know like Destination 225, they say, I think 120. But you got to keep in mind, you know, like, are you going to get a 4-year degree? Are you not? You know, are you going to do it on your own? Are you going through college to do it? Are you going through one of these schools? Are you going through ATP? These all change that number drastically. I'm not talking about like 1,000 or 2. I'm talking about like, you could be doubling the price. You could be tripling the price. So, unfortunately, I don't know your circumstance well enough to tell you how much to expect, but like flight training just in general, if you went off and did it on your own from start to finish, you're gonna spend at least $100,000, I would say, or somewhere around there at least. Some people find a good way of doing it, like if you buy a plane, which you can go in people, and you can actually buy a plane for relatively cheap. It's kind of like having a dog. Like, getting a dog is not expensive. Owning a dog is expensive. And so, you know, some people like go in with some friends and they buy a plane, and then they do flight training in their own plane, and you can actually save a lot of money that way. But you're incurring other costs, obviously. But yeah, I would say that if you're going to go start to finish on your own, you're going to look somewhere in the realm of $100,000.
Got you. So $100,000, Cedric. That's thank you so much for that explanation, because a lot of people, that's the number one question we get asked on the channel. So thank you so much for the in-depth answer, man. I really appreciate that. Yep, and we have another question here. But if you guys just hopping on, man, thank you so much for joining. We're on the phone with the awesome Captain Nick. He flies for Southwest. Awesome guy. He's willing and able to answer any question you guys have about aviation, becoming a pilot. Another question here is Senior from TikTok. He said, is private pilot different from commercial pilot, or is it the same thing?
No, that's very different. So like, when you're going through the let's call them the rankings, okay? When you're going through, and it's different licenses, different ratings, but let's just call them rankings. When you're coming up through the rank, you're going to get your private pilot's license first. And I think where people get confused is the day you get your commercial license, they're like, oh, you're a commercial airline pilot. No, you are so far from that. So when you break it down, the private pilot's license, and when people are like, oh, I fly private, they're like, oh, you fly private jets. No. I fly like a 2-seat Cessna. That's private pilot license. And then you generally, from there, you go and you get your instrument rating, which means now you can fly through clouds and stuff. And then you get your commercial license, and that just simply means you can now potentially be hired at a company and make money. That doesn't mean you're flying an airliner, but like pipeline patrol or some Forest Service hire people who are building time, and they're like, hey, fly around in where I'm from in the Pacific Northwest. You may like find these birds that only migrate certain times of the year, and they'll literally fly around this island or this place and start counting these birds to get an accurate like, when they're like,
Yeah.
oh, 400,000 birds migrate, like they're counting those things. And they're taking pictures and stuff, and they're following them. But like the license, just a private license, upgraded. So now that you can make some money while flying people. And then from there, you generally get like your multi-license, or multi-engine rating, which means now you can fly a plane with more than one engine. And then you go get like your CFI and your CFII and your MEI and your AGI. Like there's a lot of ratings to go through before you get to your ATP, which is airline transport pilot. So that one is the big version of the commercial, which is the big version of the private license, if that helps you out.
Okay, gotcha. That's a great answer, man. Yeah, Senor, any questions you have to ask, man, feel free to ask. Captain Nick is doing a great job at answering every single question. So no matter if you think he answered it before, I see you in the chat, man. Much love, and thank you so much to Captain Nick once again, man. We have a question here from, I think it was Willie. Willie had a great question. He says, I think I passed it. Let me scroll back up. He said, is it true that there's protocol to hold an aircraft if VIPs are landing? For instance, the president, Air Force One coming in. Is it true that they hold it?
So, and that's the only, so top down, I used to fly medevac. And it's kind of weird because medevac may be the only, like when I used to fly medevac, I was the only person actually allowed into a VIP movement area.
Wow.
And that's a very highly vetted thing. But generally, yeah, everyone's stopping for VIP. So like when I was based in DCA Reagan, every single time Marine One, Air Force One, they actually have a different name when the president's not on. Someone in here knows it. But like Air Force One, that name, it's not Air Force One when the president's not on that plane. So if that plane's flying around without the president on it, it actually has a different name. And I cannot remember what it is to save my life, but someone in here probably knows.
I'm pretty sure.
But like Marine One, Air Force Two, those VIP planes, yes, they have priority and everyone stops. And then after that, it's a medevac, gets priority, and then after that, it just kind of rolls down the list. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Nice.
Once again, appreciate you guys so much for hopping on. We are now on the phone with the awesome Captain Nick that flies for Southwest. Once again, if you have any questions, feel free. Good to see you, Captain Edward. Good to see you, man. Welcome to the stream. We got JJ, Rockout, Brian. Appreciate you guys once again. Brian said he just flew past the airport. Oh my goodness, it happens, man. It happens. I'm about to descend also and do some landing right now. This said, another question from Antonio said, what is the best advice you have received as a pilot, and what advice would you offer to people who want to be a pilot?
Man, I mean, it depends on what the circumstance is. Like that whole what's the best advice thing. I mean, it just depends on what your circumstance is. Honestly, that continuing to grow, continuing to learn, and being open to it, having a good attitude. Don't burn bridges. That's a big one, man. Aviation's such a small community. We're only like a few degrees of separation from knowing everyone in aviation. Like there's only, 100,000, for example, like, and I don't know what the number is, but, and it's out there. You can find it on the FAA's website. But like, if there's only 100,000 airline transport pilots in the country, at some point you kind of know all of them. Now, you may not know them personally, but like a friend of mine, my old flight instructor, works for my company now. I work for my company, and one of my students is now applying to work at my company. Like at some point we'll all be here. And so it's kind of funny because like we all know each other in some way, shape, or form. So even though I don't know you, I may know your flight instructor from back in the day or whatever. So burning bridges is not a way to go in aviation. It's too small of a community. You don't want to do it. And you always want to be susceptible to learning and growing and new techniques. And I think that's a huge part of aviation. Nice. That would be one of my biggest advice, and probably the best advice I got as well.
Nice. So always be willing to learn, basically. Thank you so much once again, man. Brian White on TikTok said patience and commitment. Awesome. Patience and commitment.
Yeah, that's a good
one too. Wait, Brian White, are you a pilot also? Good to see you, man. Let me see. Once again, appreciate you guys so much for hopping on. Those in the chat said, I want to be a pilot. It said a pilot. Oh, nice. Those are awesome. Appreciate you so much. Once again, appreciate you guys so much for joining. Got some more pictures, more questions here. Like I said, Captain Nick, let me know whenever you're coming into Indiana. I'll try to spot you a nice. I can only do on weekends.
Oh.
Nice.
Indy, I think I go to Indy on this trip.
Really? Nice. But not on the weekend, though, right?
No, this was my last trip. My bad.
Oh,
I don't go to Indy on this trip.
Got you. Rylan said, Captain Nick, do you like Atlanta or Detroit Airport?
Oh, why are you doing that? So,
Atlanta.
Okay. I would say Atlanta. Atlanta runs really well for being one of the busiest airports in the world. Atlanta just runs, man. Like, it just works. Because they've got parallel runways, they don't have crossing runways. Like, you go to Chicago O'Hare, they've got crossing runways and stuff. And so Atlanta just works. And they've got like the Victor Loop and the Whiskey Loop, so you can go around. Whoever thought of that's a genius. It sounds so simple, but instead of having to cross a runway, they go around the runway. And so Atlanta just works, man. And like every time I go to Detroit, it's a weather thing, or it's now. I'll always have a special place in my heart though for Detroit. I used to fly from Cleveland to Detroit, and I did it in I broke some record. I actually got a phone call. Now I've always been a fan of flying fast. Yeah, but I got a phone call from my dispatcher one time. I landed in Detroit, and he's like, I could hear cheering in the background. It was kind of just a funny running joke, but I broke the record. It was 11 minutes or something from takeoff to touchdown. Yeah,
No
I mean, because it's right there. I mean, you just have to. It took us longer to program the box and taxi, but the actual flight, wheels up to wheels down, man, we were in and out.
That is pretty cool. Broke a record. And that goes along with our next question here for Abraham. Abraham said, I've been on a few Southwest airline flights. I've noticed the eagerness for clearance and taxi and take off quickly. What's the deal behind that?
We don't mess around. I mean, there's a reason we're called Sky Cowboys. We don't mess around. We like getting people where they go. Here's the real deal. Yeah. So American United Delta, they pay their pilots from block to block.
Yeah.
And so they don't mind going slow because they're getting paid.
That's true.
Every minute they're out there, they're getting paid, right? Now Southwest, they've incentivized us to essentially get there faster. Plus, unlike Delta, so Delta, for example, their fastest, we call it a turn time. So let's say I fly into Miami and then I'm flying right back out of Miami, that's called a turn. Their turn time is 45 minutes domestic. Ours is 30. So that's very and I'm talking from the second I pull the parking brake till the second I'm dropping the parking brake. Ours is 30 minutes. Now in that time, you still got to drive a jet bridge up to the plane. You got to get everyone off the plane, clean the plane, new boxes for drinks and snacks. You got to fuel it. You've got to do a lav service. You've got to get people back on the plane. You've got to program the box, and then everyone's got to be seated. And then pushing back. That's called a turn. And in that time, and this is no joke, if you go read the book, it's called Nuts, and it's kind of Southwest origin story. Southwest used to do that in 12 minutes.
Wow.
They would push with people standing up. They did not care. And that's no joke, dude. We'd be get on the plane. And we'd push people standing up. We'd taxi people standing up. We just didn't care. That's why we're called Sky Cowboys. So, yeah, I mean, we're eager because we want to get you there. And we program everything very fast. We taxi fast. We fly fast. Matter of fact, in Houston, we were the only airline in the world who had an agreement to go, below 10,000 feet, we have to be 250 knots or slower. We were the only ones in the world with an agreement, and Houston just knew that we were Southwest. We could do above 250 knots below 10,000. So, we'd be doing 320 below 10,000, and we were the only airline in the world that were able to do it just because they were that's just Southwest. They're just going places.
Wow. That is crazy, man.
Funny.
Pushing back with people on board is insane, man.
Oh, yeah. Standing up.
Wow. Standing up, that's crazy. Abraham, good question, man, because that's one thing we always do, especially when we're taxiing in flights. If you're going too fast, over 40, 50 knots or so, taxiing like Southwest today. It's hilarious, man. Yeah, because you guys are known for getting
rotate.
Yep.
I always say that if we're taxiing really fast, I'll just be rotate.
Oh,
under
man.
my breath.
That is crazy. It's funny, man. Every time I taxi on American Airlines, I see a Southwest flying by. I'm like, wow, you guys are taxiing or about to take off. Which one is crazy?
We get it.
Oh man. Let me see. Antonio said another
It's
question,
rough,
Captain Nick.
though,
I'm
man.
sorry. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'll just be sitting there and I'll just watch American Taxi by me, and I'm like, oh my god, move! Like, it kills us. Like, we
That's
cannot go as slow as some of these other airlines. And like, not to start a flame war, but like every once in a while, seeing
yeah.
another airliner taxi past us, we're like, oh my gosh, just go.
That is crazy, man. Antonio said another question. I'm sorry if I'm tiring you out, Captain Nick. He said, but how do you see the future of aviation unfolding? Because I recently wrote a junior thesis on how COVID strained the aviation industry.
Okay, here's one thing I love to do, man. I love playing the devil's advocate. And I think, that's wildly important in this world, is to play the devil's advocate, because you want to see both sides of it. Like, don't ever just be so stuck in your ways. Now, I would say you are absolutely right. COVID strained the aviation industry. Also, COVID unleashed the aviation industry. So pre-COVID, hiring numbers were pretty dismal. COVID hit, hiring stopped.
Wow.
Post-COVID, I'm talking 2020, late 2021 up until now, we've never, period, ever, period, seen hiring the way we've seen it in the last couple of years, ever, anywhere, ever.
Wow.
So, yes, you're absolutely right. COVID absolutely put a damper on aviation. And then afterwards, we've never seen flying. We've never seen ticket sales. We've never seen pilot hiring or just ground crew, ops, dispatch, anything. We've never seen hiring the way we have these last 2 years.
Wow.
Ever. And that's not a Southwest thing. That's a Delta, American, United. That's everyone in the aviation industry. So in one way, yes, because they put such a strain on us, all of a sudden, man, it was like all these people who were cooped up in their house, we all of a sudden like unleashed the floodgates, and people were like, dude, I've got to get out of here. And so all of a sudden, aviation just took off like you wouldn't believe. And so, yes, in a way, COVID didn't do, and I was nervous, man. I'll tell you, I'll be the first person to be like, when COVID hit,
Yeah.
they were going to downgrade me from captain.
Oh man.
This is when I was at my last airline.
Yeah.
They talked about furloughs, which means I just don't have a job anymore.
Wow.
They closed my base, which they
way.
did do. They talked about downgrading me back to a first officer, which is, it's not just like I'm not a captain anymore. It's a 50% pay cut. And so, yeah, I mean, I was nervous, man. I will be the first person to admit that. And then all of a sudden, man, like I said, the floodgates opened up, and you could go anywhere you wanted as a pilot and go, like, oh, I want to go to Delta. I want to go to United. I want to go to Southwest. Like, doors were open. But I see here's the problem with aviation. Aviation is very cyclical. Aviation is the first, and I'm not saying like the first, but you know what I'm saying, like just being a little dramatic.
Yeah.
Aviation is the first industry to take a hit. It is the last industry to recover. And so we feel the effects the longest. So if there is an economic slowdown, aviation generally feels it first. Because if I'm nervous about the economy, I'm probably not going to book a trip to Hawaii right now. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
And then as things pick up, my money is probably going to other things first to catch back up, not necessarily to go into Cancun. And so you can almost always, and we're cyclical because it just happens all the time. Like when 2008 happened, 2007, 2008, when that recession happened, the crash, aviation felt it first and recovered after everything else. And then, September 11th, COVID. And then right now, things are slowing down again. Now, part of that is Boeing and everything they're going through. All their pains. And so, like, that is a big part of it, because not every airline is necessarily slowing down. But Southwest has slowed down. United has slowed down. And so I don't know. I mean, like, I kind of judge the economy, like I said, based on aviation, just because they tend to be the first one to feel the economic impact. So I would say aviation is going to be just fine in the long term. It's just, what's it doing right now? What's it going to do in a month, a week? Who knows, man? Like, where's your crystal ball at?
That's crazy, man. But thank you so much for that awesome answer. Antonio, man. Antonio's been going off with some great answers. Shout out to you, Antonio, once again. And thank you so much for the amazing answers, Captain Nick. We have some more questions coming in right now on YouTube. Let me go ahead and flare this plane real quick. I was paying attention to the awesome conversation. Almost overran the runway. Let me go ahead and rotate the flare, get this plane down. And we
Willie,
are
I see your question.
down. Oh, you can answer Willie's question if you would like.
I see Willie's question. He's asking how I like Spirit. I think they're just a fine airline, man. I think
nice.
I think they, unfortunately, because of their routes, because of the specific, like what they focus on is extremely cheap fares, but packing a plane, you're gonna feel some impact from that. But I know pilots who love, like, Spirit. The way they treat their pilots is great.
Nice. All right, but yes, shout out to. It says Spirit treats your pilots great.
They do, yeah. Spirit treats their pilots great, and their contract's good. Like, they allow their pilots to basically kind of not make their schedule, but like if you don't want to work, you don't have to work, and like if you want to work a lot, you work a lot.
Wow.
I just thought that was funny. I looked down and saw Chillin' Willie. I'm like, what's the opinion on Spirit?
Yeah, Willie got
trying
some
to
good.
Start a flame war over here, Willie. I see what you're doing.
Yeah, man. Brian on TikTok said, "Man, I love this pilot." Yeah, man, we love him too, man. He's awesome, awesome guy. Let me see. So, let me see. Mushroom said I fly in South. I see Southwest every day in Houston. Nice. Thank you so much for the airport code, Brian. So next up, we're going from ATL to Orlando. Nice.
Lost.
Beautiful. Those are shout out to you. Definitely, you just landed in your home country. Shout out to Puerto Rico. Ron said, Captain Nick, what if we have a mayday over the Atlantic Ocean to Dubai? What would you have to do?
So we always have a point that we're going to. So one day I'll try to grab one of our releases, like of going to Hawaii, and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So like from this point, from like feet wet, right? Like going over, California, the second our feet get wet over the coast, there is a fictitious point in space, X amount of miles out, and we have to be within a certain amount of land. So like sometimes you'll see us kind of like veering out. Like when they go over to Europe, we're going up and around. We're not just going straight over the ocean, right? Like we're keeping near some land masses, so that we can within 3 or 4 hours get to some kind of land, for example. And so if we're going over like to Dubai, there will be a point at which if anything happens, from this point to this point, we're going back. From this point to this point, we're diverting to this country. From this point to this point, now we're going to that country. And from this point forward, you have to just press on.
Wow. Thank you so much for that amazing response, man. I know for sure everyone is happy and they're glad to have you on, man. So thank you so much once again. Rylan said, Captain Nick, what if you have... Oh, okay, I've seen that before. It said, let me see. Boom. Southwest will always get me out of Puerto Rico first. Shout out to Southwest.
Nice.
Shout out to Southwest. Brian said, the game crash, man? Oh, man. No problem, man. Willie said, much love, Captain Nick. Good night, everyone. Shout out to you, Willie. Much love. Much love. I think I missed a comment here. Let me see. Antonio said, I did also talk about how COVID boomed the aviation industry. I had to do so much research. I found out a lot. I included the hiring increases at the record level. Nice. Christian said, Captain, question. Do you like Miami, KMIA, and what should I expect on my international flight this summer?
Yeah, Miami, dude. Miami's a great airport.
Let's go.
Almost always. Other than there's a guy that lives close to there. So Miami, going in and out of Miami, almost always expect turbulence, right? Because we have heating of the Earth's surface, and heating of the Earth's surface creates surface winds. Surface winds create bumps. So you're almost always going to have thermal heating, thermal turbulence coming into and out of. I don't care if it's the middle of winter. Like, you're going to have some turbulence going into Miami. And then on the international side, it's cool because you're walking around and you're going to see like an A380 and like we call it the metal. Like the metal you see there is going to be really cool. And like the different tails that you're not used to seeing. Like we're used to seeing like American, United, Delta, Southwest, Spirit, Frontier. Like we're used to seeing those tails. You're gonna see some stuff like Air Jordanian and like some tails that like, whoa, where's that from? Emirates. I used to see a lot of Emirates A380s go into Miami, so it's always kind of cool to come in with them. But
Wow,
yeah, the
nice.
international side's pretty cool.
Nice. Hobie, another captain or CFI in the chat. Hobie says, when is Captain Nick flying into Indiana?
I don't know. I know my trip. So that's one of the things that I love about Southwest is I'm able to mess with my schedule almost up until the day I fly. So today I actually changed my schedule for tomorrow. And by that I mean my next 3 days I changed my entire schedule. So I was supposed to go to Indy on this 3-day. I do not go to Indy now on this 3-day, and then I come home and I've got like a week off, but I'm going to use that to study for my sim.
Nice.
And then I go out for 5 days for my sim, and then my next trip, if I don't change it, I don't go to Indy. I don't know if I go to Indy this month, man. I'll let you guys know though.
Gotcha.
Here's the other thing. I always post my schedule, always.
Yeah, that's one thing I see. Yep.
Yeah, if you go to the Discord page,
yeah,
and I'm not good at proactively doing it just because I change my schedule so much, but I will always post my schedule, and then I try, if there's changes, just to show you what a real world pilot goes through. I will always try to post my changes. Not necessarily as they're happening, because I'm like, oh my God, I'm like in the middle of it too. But as soon as I can, I try to post the changes too. That way, anyone who wants to be a pilot can just kind of look at it and be like, oh, okay, here's what he's doing. Oh, nope, now he's not. Like, now he's doing, like, you've got to be malleable, right? So, yeah, kind of keep up on that, man. Because
awesome.
I'll always post my stuff.
Gotcha. Can you elaborate on the sim? You said you have a sim coming up soon. Is that you gonna practice? Yeah, you said you're gonna be studying for the sim. What is that? Is it just a actual flight sim, or how does it work?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going into like we call it the box. Like I'm going into the box. So like it's Southwest. We do 3 days. Day 1 is ground school and CPT, which is a kind of a fake sim. I mean, it would be like all of us would be ecstatic to have it in our home,
of course,
but it's not. It's not a moving sim. It's like just a computer-based. Like we do a lot of training in it. It saves us a lot of money, because like running that sim is expensive. Running that sim is very expensive.
Wow.
And what I'll do, I don't know how to do it. I wish I was better at this. I will try to take some videos.
Nice.
We have, who is it, man, who does the edits?
I think it's Rockout. We have Rockout. We have Justin. A few of the guys do some great edits.
There's a couple guys that we have who do some edits that are crazy to watch.
Yep.
And I wish I could do, like, seriously, a 10th of what they can do, because I can take a video of like Southwest campus, and I've got to be careful. Some of it is, not for like necessarily public eye, but there is like our sim campus is incredible.
Wow.
And so like day 1, I'll be doing ground school and some CPTs, and then day 2 and 3, I'll be in the actual, it's a level D full motion. It's like, it's as close to being in the plane as you can possibly get.
Wow.
And they just throw everything at you. Like, I mean, seriously, if there's a problem they can think of in their head, they're going to throw it at you.
Wow.
And it's meant to put you through your paces.
Yeah.
It's meant to, they call it training. Let's be honest, it's testing. It's not training at all, it's testing. And they absolutely put you through the ringer and just kind of see, like, have you been studying? Have you been keeping up? Is there an area you're weak on? And then, one of the other things they're doing is they're looking for a breaking point. They're looking to see, is there something they could throw at you to where you're just going to break? And if you do, we have some problems. That's why I'm saying perseverance is definitely a big deal in this industry. Like, just keep going. At no point in time do you get to throw your hands in the air. Like, you may take a breath. You may tell the other pilot, like, hey man, can you handle this for a second? Like, I need to breathe. Like, we call it green, yellow, and red. So like, hey, I'm in the red. I need to take a step back for a second. But at no point do you get to throw your hands up and be like, I'm done. So yeah, I'm going to go through that. It's the most stressful time of the year for me.
Really? Wow. You're going to do great,
yeah, because like you're putting your career on the line every year. I mean, not that I'm like going to get fired, but like every year you have something to prove. to show like I'm good for another year. This is why you hired me. I'm good to handle this. I'm good to, I'm good at what I do. And so, yes, this is bar none, hands down the most stressful time of the year for me. And after April 20th, when I'm with my sim, it will be just big sigh of relief. And then actually my birthday's on the 21st. So
awesome. Let's go.
The day I get done, my birthday is the next day.
Awesome. Definitely going to be throwing a party for you, man. But Captain Nick, man, we love you, man. We all have faith in you. We know it's a stressful time,
brother.
But everyone here at the Flight Simulator Fantasy community, we believe in you, and you're going to pass it with flying colors, man. No worries, man. You got this. Much love to you, man. Hobie said, what should I expect for ATP training? He said, what was the most difficult part of that training for you?
ATP is fun, man. ATP, you're honing. So, like, if you remember going from your private to your commercial was one of the most fun things that you did because you were really honing in on, new maneuvers, Shondells, lazy eights, things like that, eights on pylons. And you're honing in on being an actual, like, rock star pilot, and you're held to tougher standards, which sucks, but at the same time, like, once you pass it, you feel really good about passing it. And then going into your ATP, the beautiful thing about that is, like, you're doing what you've set out to do. Dude, you've made it. Congratulations. Take a step back before you get into it and realize the day you start your ATP, man, everything you told yourself as a kid you were working on, you've done it. You've made it. Congratulations. You're here. And revel in that for a second. Take a step back, you know what I mean? Because, like, being in the moment, we're just all about the next thing. Like, take a step back and be like, that little kid is proud of you. You as a little kid, you're proud of who you are now.
Like that.
And so, yeah, like, you are truly honing in on what it's like to be a professional aviator and to do this for a living. And you should revel in that, man. That's a big deal. Congratulations.
That is awesome. Kobe, congratulations in advance, man. I'm looking forward to hearing your ATP training, how it goes, man. Much love to you, man. We got another question here from Antonio. Great question. So that another question here. How do the different seasons and weather influence you preparing for a flight?
Man, they influence how heavy my bag is, I'll tell you that. So, I mean, yeah, like, in the summer, like, I just know that I'm going to get bounced around more. It's going to get hot. Like, the walk-arounds are hotter. Brake cooling is a problem. In the winter, I know that the storm, the weather, as far as, like, our minimums come down, the clouds come in, it's a little bit harder to get into certain airports. So, like, different weather definitely impacts how we're flying, and especially where we're flying to. So, like, you fly to Miami in the middle of summer, you're gonna be dodging some serious thunderstorms, and that should impact, first and foremost, I'm all about my crew and my plane. So my first thing is my flight attendants in the back, and I'm like, hey, you just need to sit down, don't even worry about service. And that sucks because obviously with my passengers, like, they want their things, but if it's safety first, like, safety comes first. And as far as the actual flying, you get really good at reading radar sweeps, and you get really good at understanding, thermals and whatnot. And then when you're coming in for the winter, like, we're talking about de-icing, we're talking about, ice on the runway, and, like, different, like, snow, slush, sleet, freezing rain. Like, it's a totally different world of flying. Wow. It's different challenges, which is great. There's nothing the same. Like, one thing that I've always seen people complain about with their 9-to-5 job is, like, every day's the same. No day in aviation, even if you're doing the same flight. So, like, if I go Miami to, Jacksonville, back to Miami, and back to Jacksonville, you're like, oh, well, that's kind of boring. It's the same. No, I swear, it's different every dang time.
Wow. That is insane. Everything is different. Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much for telling me that, man. Chris,
I mean, like, are you doing it at 6 a.m? Are you doing it midday? Are you doing it at night? Like, even that changes what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's true. That is true. Great question, Antonio. That was a great question. Shout out to you, man. Awesome question. Christian said, Captain, how long did it take you to understand and learn to do the MCD, and is it easy for you? Because I also have trouble on doing it in flight sim.
So please keep in mind, though, flight sim is great for what it is. You don't have access to everything in the flight sim. So actually, I would say loading like our MCDU or our FMS, I would say maybe actually easier in the real world, because we work with a company. We're not, we call it hand jamming. We're not hand jamming everything in the real world. Like some of this gets populated. Like you tell it, I'm flight, SW, like Southwest SWA 1456. It knows, okay, well, you're going from here to here. Here's the route they filed you for. That doesn't mean that's the route you're actually on, but that's the route they filed you for. Like some of it gets pre-populated, which is awesome because my last airline did not do that, and I hand jammed everything, every route, every fix, every point. But you get very used to it, and you get very fast at it. And in the real world, like when I play Flight Simulator, now I'm playing it on a Xbox controller, but when I play Flight Simulator, it's like kind of hard for me because I'm like, I'm not in the plane. In the plane, man. Like I can reach forward. Like imagine taking a step back. Most of us are drivers here. Imagine being in a driving simulator with your Xbox controller, but to like reach up and turn the blinker on, you have to like click in on the thumbstick and then move the cursor over and then click A, and then like, twist twice, then click B. Like that's hard, man. But in the real world, you just like reach up and do it.
Exactly. That's true. That's true.
It's actually probably easier in the plane. And like I said, if that's something what people are interested in, feel free at me, or I don't even know if that's how you say it now. But
nah, that's how you say it.
Okay, I'm like, do the squiggly sign.
Oh man, yeah, you got it right,
like,
man.
Tell me what you want to see in the Ask a Pilot thing, and I'll try to get to it. Not like I said, I might not be able to do everyone's thing right away, but at some point I'll get to it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for all your help, man. Guys, tomorrow, let us know what flight you guys would like to see tomorrow. We got an hour and 30-minute flights for tomorrow. Let us know. We're going to have a poll in about a few minutes here after we get some good suggestions. And if you're just hopping on, we're on the phone with the awesome Captain Nick. He's a pilot, a captain for Southwest 737 Boeings. So we're glad to have him here answering some awesome, great questions from you guys. We have a question here from Hobies. He said, he just said, I had a cool flight the other day. The weather was pretty dynamic, and I was showing my student what to look out for on these types of clouds. We end up going at 12,000 feet with the help of air currents. Nice. Awesome, Hobie.
That's awesome.
Nice. Antonio said, how do you deal with jet lag and all the different time zones? Any advice for passengers with jet lag?
Yeah, I mean, that's one really cool thing. It's one thing that I chose to go to Southwest for a reason. We don't do a ton. Now, we are adding like Hawaii, which adds some more, like 5 more time zones. But like, I'm not jumping the pond, like going to India. And so I'm not dealing with as many time zones and that's, I don't want to. Like, I never wanted to fly like the heavy 777 like that sounds cool. That takes years off your life, and it's very hard to adjust to. I mean, statistically, like scientifically, it takes years off your life. It's very hard to adjust to. The only way to adjust to jet lag, like truly, is to sleep, and that's just you have a circadian rhythm, and you are messing with it when you go to different places. The sun is climbing at different times, and the only way to fix it is by fixing it. Like the only way to fix it is to sleep when you need to sleep. So I don't have a huge problem because for the most part I stay in the same 3 or 4 time zones, and I'm a night owl anyways, like you said. I mean, I'm answering these questions at 1 or 2 in the morning, but I do that on purpose. Like even on my days off, I tend to stay up until like 2 in the morning. That way on my days on, I'm not like fighting a sleep schedule, you know what I mean?
Wow. That's a
I mean, you just gotta sleep it off, man.
Just sleep it off. I like that. Yeah. That's a good question too, Antonio. Much love. Let me see. David, good to see you, man. David said, how old do you have to be to start flight school?
That's a great question. Do you have a pulse? Do you understand kind of what's going on in front of you? And that's the age you need to be. So I've actually had plenty of 6, 7, 10, 14-year-olds. Now, to get your licenses is a different story. Like to get your private pilot's license, you have to be blah age. To solo, you have to be blah. It's like, I think to solo, you have to be like 16. And to get and this is actually, I don't know if it's Hobie or Hobby. This will be way more up his alley because it's been a little while. But I think if it's still the same, 16 to solo, 17 to get your private pilot's license. But to actually take flight training, I used to have a kid who, God, I think he was 7, 8 years old, but he knew, just like I did. I was 3 years old when I said I was going to be a pilot. And he knew, I'm going to be a pilot one day, and I fully believe in him. I keep in touch with him still. And his parents, I told him, for his birthday, for Christmas, for, New Year, whatever, start getting him flights. Just a couple a year, just for fun, like keep him in the air. And he does. Like, when I was a flight instructor, I was taking him up, and we were going and doing stalls and slow flight, and like he was very good. And like, ironically, these people who are playing flight sim, you wouldn't believe how good you are when you actually get into the plane. You understand more than you think you do. Like, give yourself some credit.
Nice. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. We got Havoc in the chat. He said, how many type ratings can you hold, kind of pilot hold at the same time?
So that question, I get where you're going with it. As many as you want. Like right now, I have a type rating for an Embraer 175, Embraer 170, 75, 190/195, and then the 737, 700, 800 max. But I can't use them all at the same time because I'm, like right now I fly for Southwest, right? Like, so I'm not just hopping into even though I know how to fly them, I'm not just going and hopping into like the Embraer 190 tomorrow as well. Now, I don't, I think technically if you're type rated to fly it and you've flown it within X amount of time and you've taken your check rides, I think you could just fly all of them all the time. Like if you hypothetically worked for a company who worked with the FAA and had multiple types going at the same time, I don't know if they would stop you, you know what I mean? But you'd have to be current on all of them. And so like in the aviation world, like in the airlines, we keep you on one type. So even though you may have a type rating, we keep you on one type at a time. And then, like you have to bid over to a different plane if you want to fly that. Gotcha. But like, you're not just going to do like on Thursday, you're not going to be on a 7.4, and then on like Tuesday, you're going to be in a 7.3. That doesn't work like that.
Got you. That makes sense. Thank you so much for letting us know, man. Hobie said it's still 16 to solo, 17 to get your private and take passengers. He said I did both, soloed on my 16th, private on my 17th. Nice. Start flights training as soon as possible. Nice, Hobie.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
And that's like, truly when people are like, oh, how long have you been flying? I was flying planes before I was driving cars. That's an honest answer. But just like Hobie was flying planes well before he was driving cars. But he couldn't solo until the day he turned 16, the day he got his driver's license. He also went out and flew a plane by himself for the first time. And then the day he turned 17, he went out and got his actual private pilot license. But he might have been flying a plane when he was 8. You know what I mean?
Yep. That is pretty cool, man. That is awesome. Let me see. Captain Nick, what days do you work as a pilot? I think it means like what days do you get off and how often do you work?
I'll answer that both ways. So I do not care so much for what days I work. Like some people are like, oh, I just work Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I don't care as much about that as I do my schedule. I would rather have more time off. So if I have to work into a weekend every once in a while, but things I get 19 days off this month, I'm going to do that. And so last month I actually had 23 days off. This month I have 18 or 19. So that's the reason I picked Southwest, right? So that's not normal for everyone. The reason I picked Southwest is I wanted time off. I wanted quality of life and time off versus if you prioritize, like, and I'll say this, and this is going to answer some other questions. You need to pick 3 things that are important in your life. Quality of life, which means schedule, like how much can I mess with my schedule? How much do I have to work? Or plane type, which also goes along with like, are you flying overseas? Or money. And you need to pick one of those 3 that's the most important. And you need to pick maybe a second, but primarily the first one you pick will tell you what airline you probably want to go with. And so for me, I did not care to fly heavy metal to Dubai.
Okay.
I wanted the days off. Now the cool thing with Southwest, I can pick and choose my schedule. I can work as much as I want. I can make a crazy amount of money, and I know that's going to come up as well. I can make a crazy amount of money even as a relatively new Southwest pilot, you can make well into $200,000-$300,000
Wow.
if you're working nonstop. Or you can work a minimal line and still make great money. And so if you notice, I work a minimum line. I still make great money, but like some of these guys pride themselves on how much they make. You're probably working a ton more. I like my family time, man.
Exactly.
I like my home time. We've built a very, very good life, my family and I.
That is
and
awesome,
so I work as little as possible, but I still make, great money now that I'm here.
Nice.
And that wasn't always the way. Like at one point, man, I wasn't making $20,000 a year at all. Yeah. I mean, seriously, like there was times where I was making nothing, and now I'm thankfully where I am.
Yes, that's amazing, man. How's your family doing, by the way? How's your wife? How's
phenomenal, man. Everything's great, dude. Everything's so well.
Awesome. Glad to hear that, man. Glad to hear that. Let me see another question here. From Antonio said, Nick, when you fly in the air and see these amazing views in the sky, does the scenery still amaze you, or do you get used to these views?
No, dude. It's funny because like the last guy I was flying with, he was like, he kind of brought it up. I didn't realize I was doing it, but he's like, do you know that on every single leg you've said, man, we are so lucky to do this? And I didn't realize that I was saying it like out loud, but I think it every flight, just some of the stuff that I see, I'm like, holy cow, like I'm getting paid to see this right now. Like, and it's true. Like there's a meme out there where like the teacher tells the kid, like, no one's going to pay you to look out the window. Like truly, they will. Like
exactly.
I'm living proof. I'm getting paid extremely well to look out the window. Yeah. I'm in awe every day. There's not a single, and if there's ever a single day that goes by where you're like, this is boring, get out. Because there's someone who wants to take your place.
Exactly.
There's someone who would kill to be where you are.
Yep.
And if you don't have the appreciation for what you're doing, you need to think elsewhere.
Yep. Because
I promise you're not seeing it at McDonald's.
I'm telling you, like aviation, you have to be passionate about it, and it's very awesome to just get addicted to aviation. It's very beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it. Let me see. Hobie said, I think the same way when I'm flying with students. Awesome. Yeah, man, it's just beautiful. Just looking out the sky, even on the sim, is imagine in real life. It's just absolutely stunning. Nice. A question here from Travel Caribbean. Welcome to the stream, Travel Caribbean. Also, welcome to the King and everybody else just hopping in. Right now, on the line with the awesome Captain Nick, flies for Southwest. Beautiful 737. Travel Caribbean said, question for Nick. What's the worst weather you've ever taken off in or landed in? Worst weather.
I mean, wind shear is never fun, man. Like we take off and land into wind shear. And obviously we have like protocol. Like if we hit actual wind shear, you've got to do a wind shear recovery technique, and we practice that. That's what I'm going to be practicing in the sim again. And hopefully you don't hit it, but sometimes you do, and sometimes you actually have to do it. But like wind shear is always a big one. Low visibility is always a big one. But like visibility, it's either you get the runway inside or you don't, and you're just going to go around. Wind shear is just very unpredictable. Like 1 minute it's calm, the next minute, boom, you got wind shear, and you're trying to fix it. So I would say that's probably the biggest one that we deal with.
Gotcha.
That we're like, it'll catch you off guard.
Gotcha. So we have some more questions coming in, but Captain Nick, feel free to let us know when you're ready to hop off, man. Don't want to keep you here too long, man, but we appreciate you so much for answering these questions, man.
Yeah.
Much love.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have a question here from I think Alexis. It says, Nick, in all your years of being a pilot, do the flights, are the flights safe or no safe? Explain what days you work on a pilot. Alexis, what do you mean? He said, Nick, in your years in being a pilot on flights, basically he's asking, are flights safe? Is it safe to fly? And what days do you work? I think we just answered that last one.
So, I mean, aviation has only ever gotten safer. I think the problem, especially with today's media, is when they find something that's sensational, they dig their teeth in hard because it's selling stuff, right? So like, it's getting views, it's getting ratings, it's getting clicks, it's getting whatever. So when they find something that's sensational, they dig their teeth in, and they found that the Boeing thing or like any aviation thing, they find that sensational. People want to read about it. People want to know about it because people travel, right? And so they dig their teeth in. The thing is, it's happening so rarely that it makes the news when it does happen. So if you accounted, if every time anything happened on a car, flat tire, you know, a dent, a ding, on anything happened on a car, they did breaking news, dude, you'd have nothing but breaking news going on in the world, right? So the cool thing is, what you're seeing in the news right now, because of the rarity of it, that's why it's in the news. And even still, no one's getting hurt. Everything's fine. Like there is problems in the Boeing factory. That's undeniable. You know, whatever's happening with their quality things. I'm not following up on that like 100% like I probably should be. But like, man, I fly these planes for a living, and knock on wood, I've never had a problem. Like I fly these planes for a living. I do many flights on them every month, and I've, knock on wood, never had a problem.
Gotcha. That's awesome, man. Mr. in the chat over here on TikTok is disagreeing. He's saying the door plugs falling off is a valid concern, and those aren't digs and whatnot. But yeah, is indeed a valid concern. But as
you're right, 100%, and that's, knock on wood. I mean, Southwest, we don't fly the 900, so we don't even have that. So that's a 737-900 that has those type of door plugs.
Yeah,
and they're addressing that issue. And you're right, it's not a ding. It's something that needs to be looked into. But no one died from it. It's still a safe industry. Yeah,
still a safe industry. Better than still the safest way of transportation. Hobie said, I'm not sure about Nick, but I really enjoy the challenge of dealing with weather, crosswind, etc.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Nice. Christian said, question, when I'm doing my training to become a pilot, should I be afraid of flying and taking control?
No, you'll get over that. So like, maybe at first, right? It's fear of the unknown, and you're adding another dimension. Like when you're driving a car, forward, backwards, left, right, you're not going up and down, right? So over time, that extra dimension will become a little more normalized to you. You should not be afraid to take controls. Now, you should also know your limits. Like if there's something going on, you know, you're in a crosswind or something that you're like, oh my gosh, I've never been in a 20-knot crosswind. Know your limits, but push those limits. And especially, I used to tell my students, you know, I'd have one who wanted to cancel. They're like, oh man, it's a 14-knot crosswind today. We need to cancel. I'm like, no, that's the best time to fly because you're with me, right? I'm comfortable in this weather. And so at some point, you will be in this weather without me. So why not push this limit while you're with me? And I can take over if I need to, and you'll find out where your new limits are. So it's kind of like getting into the gym, right?
Yeah.
Your new personal best hopefully is better than yesterday's personal best. But if you never pushed harder, you're like, oh man, I can't bench 250. Well, have you tried it? You know what I mean? Like if you've worked up to it, let's try it. And maybe you can't. That's fine. That's your new limit. But one day you put it up and you're like, oh wow, I can do this. Try 255. You know what I mean? But know your limits. Be smart about it. But no, I mean, you'll get there, man. It's okay. Take your time.
I like that. Thank you so much. That's a great answer, man. That's a great great answer, man. Thank you so much for sharing that. David said, hey, I just wanted to say thanks. I'm gonna have fun. Have a good evening. Hey, shout out to you, Dave. Yeah, thank you so much once again to Captain Nick. Amazing answering news questions, man. Much love to you, David. Hope you have a wonderful night. Another question here from, looks like Antonio. He said, do you have any fun good or funny stories of flying that you would like to share with us? Good or funny stories?
I mean, there's always something. I mean, seriously, like if you can see every day, if you can find something, you know what I mean? Like where you're like, what in the heck is happening?
Yeah.
Nothing is popping up as far as like super standing out. But I mean, I've had plenty. You know what? One thing did happen to me. This was a few years ago. If you know who Bill Murray is, Groundhog Day, Ghostbusters.
Okay, yeah.
You know that guy?
Yeah.
So I was a captain at my last airline, and I'm sitting there and I'm doing my kind of like getting the plane ready, and I had my pen on the center pedestal, and all of a sudden I see this hand slowly reach in and grab this pen, And I like look over my shoulder, and it's Bill Murray, and he slowly backs out of the cockpit, and he goes like this. He goes, "No one's gonna believe you." And I was like, "What the heck?" Like, Bill Murray just stole my pen, but he seriously told me, he's like, "No one's gonna believe you." And sure enough, dude, like, why would anyone believe me? Bill Murray came into my cockpit and stole my pen.
Yeah, I'm kind of finding it hard to believe right now, but hey, I believe you, man. That is funny. I love that. That is wow. Hobie said, as an instructor, I always try to do that. He said, I had a commercial student doing landings with me, 25 knot crosswinds the other day. Wow. 25 knots crosswinds.
And like, dude, take them into that IMC, man. Like, a lot of flight instructors are terrified to take their students into actual conditions. That is so important. I've had so many people when I was a captain at Republic. I remember so many guys who were my first officers, brand new, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I have like only 2 hours of actual instrument conditioning." I'm like, that's not cool, man. Like, by the time you become an airline pilot, I expect you to have gone through some stuff. And if you haven't, you know, which is great, like, you know, congratulations, you've had a very safe, you know, upbringing, and like, but there's nothing unsafe about taking your students into the clouds with an IFR flight plan and showing them how the real world works. Because like foggles and, you know, hey, don't look outside, like, that only goes so far, right? But if you're actually in a cloud, that's a totally different world for that student. So yeah, don't be afraid to do that, man. That's great job.
Nice. Shout out to you, Hobie. Brian said, oh yeah, you have a question. He said, have you ever any other flights with famous people? Famous people been on your flights before?
Oh yeah. So I actually, when I was based in DCA, Reagan, I mean, that's every senator, every chief justice, like, you know, I don't want to say too many names because it becomes political, but if you can imagine someone who was political, probably had him on a plane. Wow. And then some know that when I worked in Nashville, I was actually a personal pilot for a celebrity family. Wow. And so I used to have a lot of celebrities that I used to fly with.
Whoa! I know for sure you can't tell us who that is, but that's pretty cool, man.
Nope.
Definitely can't tell us who.
I've probably met him.
Got you, man. Yeah. That is awesome, man. That is pretty cool. Let me see. Somebody asks. Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. It's a captain question. When you land, how good do you land?
Oh, dude, depends on the day, man. Sometimes I swear these runways come up to bite me, and then sometimes it's like you don't even know you're on the ground. And here's the thing: not every landing is meant to be butter, dude. Not every landing, like we call them in the airline industry, I promise, we call them greasers. Not every airline or not every landing is meant to be a greased landing. It's just not, and that's okay. Like if it's a short runway, if it's raining, if it's snowing, there are no style points. No one is coming up to you after you've slid off a runway to be like, hey, that sucks that we're in the ditch, but really smooth landing. No one cares. So I'd rather have that ignorant person come up to me and be like, oh, well, that was a little rough, but me know that I just kept everyone safe.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like sometimes, like going into Midway, when it's raining, I do not care how much this is about. No, it's not gonna be dangerous, but it's definitely gonna be firm. Like, we're gonna plant it. And that's okay. Like, that's what it's meant to do.
Exactly.
And I'm keeping you safe by doing it because I'm trying to break the surface tension.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not like, if you glide it in and you just barely have it cut, you're gliding across the water, man. I'm trying to break through that. So, you know, every once in a while, though, ironically, I find my best landings are with a nice gusty crosswind. I don't know what it is. Maybe you're more paying attention. I don't know what it is, but like, I swear to God, in the 7-3, if you're like, oh, it's only 5 knots right down the runway and it's sun and blue sky, I'm like, dang it, like, I'm gonna pound this thing in for some reason. I don't know what it is, but it just it just depends on the day.
I'm telling you, man, I really appreciate when we land. That's what I tell everyone every time. Any landing you can walk away from is a good landing, man. As long as we're down on the ground, it's crazy, because these airplanes are thousands and thousands of pounds, and the fact that we went up in the air 40,000 feet and we made it back down safely, man, that's all that matters. So hard landing or soft landing
you can walk away from is a good landing. And any landing you can use the plane again, that's a great landing.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. So as long as I make it to my destination safely, that's all that matters to me. Hobie said there's been many days I'm only in the CFI, flying at the school, and my student loves it. He said as long as I'm comfortable with how they fly in the VMC, I take them into IMC without
Good.
whenever possible. Nice, nice, nice.
Good. That's awesome.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. As JJ just said, he said any landing you can walk away from was a good landing. Awesome, awesome. Antonio said the worst airport to taxi in.
And that kind of depends on the day. So Chicago O'Hare, I'll throw that out there right now. Chicago O'Hare is probably the worst airport to taxi in because it is so busy. And I want you to pull up an aviation taxi chart for ORD and just look at the monstrosity they've built there because there's just taxiways everywhere. And then every once in a while you'll go somewhere that you're like, it's just a really long taxi. Detroit's actually one of those where it's sometimes it's a very long taxi. But no, I'd say Chicago O'Hare. Like, we'll land. You're not going to be at the gate till 40 minutes.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Oh my goodness. Yeah. ORD.
It's a monster.
This is crazy. Oh my goodness. Wow, 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 wow. This is wow. So that's a great question, Antonio. That's crazy. Have you ever had a tail strike, Christian?
No. And like the 7.3 is prone to that actually. They have stretched that plane like crazy. And so those planes are actually, I say prone like it happens every day, like it doesn't, but if you're going to get a tail strike, a 7.3 is a plane that you're probably going to get it on. Because like the 7.5 is so tall. Oh, wow. Right? Like the 7.3 is so down low, but then they've stretched it longer and longer and longer. And so like we don't get a lot of play. If you ever watch a 7.3 take off again, you'll see we like pick the nose up and then we just kind of hold it there until we know it's off the ground. And then we actually kind of rotate from there. Oh, okay. Because if you rotated like normal, you're going to tail strike that plane almost guaranteed. Wow. But no, knock on wood, I've never had a tail strike. Now I used to, and Hobie could probably get on this. Like I used to fly a Diamond Star DA-20 and a DA-40, which you can fly on Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I used to have my students sit in the plane, like, you know, it was off. Yeah. Like I used to have them sit in the plane, and you can push down on the tail, and I would show them like, hey, if you ever pitch back this much, and then I would put the tail on the ground, like not strike it, but you know what I mean, put the tail on the ground, and be like, right here is your limit for a tail strike. And it just kind of helped give them a depth perception of like, oh, okay, that's where I don't need to pitch that much. You know what I mean? Yeah. Wow. But yeah, knock on wood, I've never had a tail strike. I've seen them, but I've never had one. Nice. I'm glad you told me about that because the 737 said it's prone for tail strikes. I thought it was the Airbus A321 because it's like super, super long. Like the plane we're flying right now. The 321 is good for that too because the same thing, right? They've just stretched it and stretched it and stretched it. But like at some point, whenever you fly the 7.3 next, which I'd recommend you do it in Southwest colors, of course. But like when you get on that 7.3 and like just for fun, do a takeoff. And just pull the stick back. Like you'll see how easy that tail is going to slam it. Like because the 320 and the 321 is like 5 feet taller. You know what I mean? Than where we are. Yeah. So like, we are very, very low profile. Wow. Yeah. Got you. Havoc said he has one more question. He said I have one more question. If the landing was negative 300 FPM, for example, does it mean the touchdown was hard, or the touchdown is only calculated for it with the G-force? I mean, we only know by like, if I'm like, oh, that was hard. Like you can feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like I would guess 300 feet though is very good. But we're not looking at that. Like if you're looking at your feet per minute as you're landing, you're probably looking in the wrong spot. Yeah. We are looking outside, and we definitely know it based on how our butt feels, because either it's going to be like one of those where you're like, oh, that hurt, or you're going to be like, oh yeah, I did good. Wow. But I have no clue what now our plane feels it in G-forces. So like if I have to write it up, they will actually come out and plug into the plane and be like, oh, that landing was, 2.1 G's or like whatever. And I don't know like what a good and a bad landing is, but you just kind of know. You feel it. Let me see. Hobie said that's one of the things I love about flying my diamonds. Nice. Yeah, I love diamonds. Gail, thank you so much for hopping on tonight. Hope you have a wonderful night. Much love. We have another question here from, I think it's Antonio. Said, are there any mandatory announcements that a pilot needs to make while in flight? I mean, mandatory is kind of a weird word. Like, not necessarily. I would say like we do try to provide the best customer service possible. So like I judge it on time of day. So like when that sun sets, dude, I used to commute. So I was in the back just trying to get to work. And I remember this one, I'm not going to say who he worked for,
Yeah.
but this one pilot that I took all the time, and he flew that route a lot. And like, I swear, 2 a.m, he'd be like, "Ladies and gentlemen, if you look off your right," and I'm like, "What are you doing, man?" And so I try to be very careful on what time of day it is, or like what's going on. But like if we're holding, or if we have to divert, or whatever, like I definitely try. Customer service is big to me. So like, we're getting paid to do this, and we're getting paid well. So like, if we're holding, or hey, our gate's not open right now, or whatever, I definitely try to make it a point to say that. Now, there are some that are like we legally have to talk, and that is if we, like if we're on the ground and we just push off, and we're taxiing out to the gate, taxiing out to the runway, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, we need you to hold there. Everything's been shut down due to weather." Your pilot actually has to talk to you. I think it's every 15, it may be every 30 minutes. Like I know I do it every 15. Okay. So like you have to talk to the passengers every X amount of time, even if there's nothing that's changed. It's just a, "Hey, ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, unfortunately nothing's changed yet. I just wanted to check in with you, let you know, like you guys know as much as I know, and I'll let you know again in 15 minutes if anything changes."
Gotcha.
But that's seriously every 15 minutes we've got to talk to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's busy on us because like I'm talking to dispatch, I'm talking to ATC, we're running fuel numbers, I'm running, reroute numbers, alternate numbers. Like it's a very busy, we're not just sitting up there like looking around. Like it's a very busy time for us.
Got you. That's good to know. We see Matey, good to see you, man. I saw you just taking off just now. Awesome. We have another question here. We said, Captain Nick, how do you ever race with another plane into Chicago? Or have you ever raced with another plane?
Absolutely. Every time, actually. Chicago, Atlanta, Denver, anywhere where there's parallel, San Francisco, anywhere where there's parallel runways, you absolutely can bet on it. We're racing someone. And
what?
It's an unspoken, it's unspoken. Man. And some people, of course, like you've done this long enough, you're like, okay, I'm just going to fly my profile. And then every once in a while you get a young gun in there like me, and I'm like, oh no, he's not winning. I've got this.
What? That is pretty cool to know.
We'll keep our speed up just a little bit longer, or like, but like I said, there's still like, there's still certain things, like I can't go above 250 knots below 10,000 feet. So it's not like that, like I'm breaking rules or anything, but coming in for a landing, it's pretty subjective. Like when we throw our, when we slow down, when we throw gear out, flaps, it's kind of subjective. Like sometimes they'll tell you like, "Hey, we need you to slow down."
Yeah.
But if they don't, game on, dude. Like I'm all about it.
That is awesome, man. You guys have been asking me some great questions. Let's go for at least one or two more questions, man. It's been awesome having you on. The last one I'm looking, or second to last one here is it hard to talk to ATC?
Oh, I'm so glad. Who asked that question?
Yeah, I'd love to see that question. Christian asked it.
Okay, Christian, great job, man. So here's one thing I did that, Hobie, I'm hoping, you do something similar. It was terrifying to talk to ATC when I first was learning to do it. But what I did, and what I used to do for my students, is I would take my students. You can organize like a meet and greet in the tower. And so where I used to teach out of was a towered airport, and so I had really good connections with people in the tower. Or like when I wasn't teaching in that towered airport, I was teaching in a non-towered, non-controlled airport, I would fly them over to this place, and we'd set up a time, and we'd go up in the tower, and I'd let you meet these people and just kind of talk to them and just kind of ask questions. And you realize, oh man, that's the face behind the voice I keep hearing.
Wow.
That's a real human. That's a person. And when you start to humanize who you're talking to, life gets a little more relaxed, because we're all so focused on like the linguist of it and the, oh, well, like, how do I say this? Just talk, man. Like, just say it. You know what I mean? Because like at the end of the day, that's a person.
Exactly.
And you'll hear me. I promise you, Nate and Antonio follow me a lot when I'm on these flights.
Yeah.
you'll hear me every once in a while where I'm just talking to him like another person. Like
Nice.
maybe it's not super duper professional as far as, the vocab, but like, and there's a time and a place, obviously. But yeah, every once in a while I'm just like, hey, can we get a shortcut? Like, I'm not throwing out super special language.
Exactly.
But once you learn that they're just humans and they're there to help you, this is a huge thing, and that I think Nate brought up the other day, where like, we are not here to appease ATC. ATC is here to help the pilots. And so once you take that power dynamic and you shift it a little bit in your head, now we're all here to work together. I'm not saying have a power trip, but once you realize, hey, we're all here to work with each other and help each other, that scary ATC person, and tell them, I can't tell you how many times I've told ATC, I'm like, you are talking too fast. And that's okay. Like, tell them, hey, I am not listening as fast as you're talking right now. I need you to slow down. That's okay. Talk to them like humans.
That's awesome.
It's a good question.
Great question. And for the last question, thank you so much, man. That was a great question. Shout out to Christian, by the way, for that great question, man. And we have one last question here from Hobie. He said, how do the flow times work? The flow times.
Man, if I knew. I mean, we just get them from ATC. Like they tell us, like, hey, this shut down. And sometimes you can kind of, I'm not going to say bribe them, but like every once in a while you can be like, hey, what if we take this route? Or what if we're what's called a pathfinder? So like, hey, I'm willing to be a pathfinder. And they'll be like, okay, well, we can get you out early. Flow times are just given to you. They've got a very complex system where they're trying to schedule sometimes thousands of flights through a tiny sector of airspace. And so I have no clue how they prioritize. I know that sometimes we bribe them with pizza, but I don't know how they prioritize people in and out of these airspaces. But there are little things you can do every once in a while to shave off some time and kind of get a better flow.
Gotcha. That was the last question, but Rockout has a good question here. 1 second. He said, Captain, do you know how I could set up a meet and greet, like you said, in the tower for Indiana?
For Indy proper, like IND, I may, just because Indy was the motherland for Republic, that's where Republic is based at. I may have a contact. Just specifically because it's Indy. If you asked me any other airport, I might not have this, but I may have a contact who works in Indy Tower who may be able to get you up there. Now, I don't know, with clearances and after 9/11. I don't know how all that works. It may be easier if you go to a smaller, like not KIND. That's a big,
that's a huge
no joke.
airport.
But like, if you go to a smaller, like we call them Class D. If you go to like a Class D airport, you may be better. But I can ask around for sure.
Nice. Thank you so much for that, man. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, that was an absolutely awesome podcast with Captain Nick. Once again, give it up for Captain, man. Thank you so much for being on. You were on for 2 hours, man. Thank you so much for answering those questions. Let me tell you, man, we really love you on this channel. You definitely share some great insights and help us learn about more into the aviation industry, how to become a pilot, and all that good stuff, man. So we are really appreciative, man. As Antonio just said, he said, thank you, Captain Nick, for taking the time out to answer these questions. I also want to thank you for inspiring many people to be pilots, including myself. It means a lot. That is
absolutely
awesome.
Man. Thank you for having me on. Thanks for asking the questions. Keep asking,
sir.
Man. Like, get on that Discord, ask some questions. I'm
for sure. Awesome. We got Brian said, thank you, Captain Nick. Everyone is saying, Rocco said, thank you so much, Captain Nick. Alexis said, thank you. Hey, appreciate you so much, Captain. It means a lot. Man. Much love. You said you have a 3-day leg coming up. From tomorrow.
I got a 3-day starting tomorrow. I'll keep you guys posted on
nice
kind of everywhere I'm going.
Well, safe flight. We appreciate you once again, and good luck on the sim coming up. We know you're gonna do great, man. Much love, and catch you whenever you're free to hop on. We'd love to have you on, man. Much love, man. Thank you once again.
Hey, thanks, guys. Love you guys. We'll talk soon. Okay.
Love you too, man. Have a wonderful night. Thanks.
All right, see you, buddy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the great Captain Nick. Give it up once again for the awesome Captain Nick. That was awesome, man. 2 hours on the phone with the awesome Captain Nick, answering a bunch of questions. Appreciate you guys so much for sticking around. You guys, let me tell you, you guys have had some great questions, man. And once again, we had some great answers for Captain Nick. Appreciate you guys so much for hopping on. That was the last flight of the night. We won the poll. What won the poll was Charlotte to Tampa. So tomorrow we will be going over to the beautiful Tampa tomorrow, guys. So once again, appreciate you guys so much, man. Hope everyone have a wonderful night. Shout out to everyone on TikTok. Great questions. Shout out to everyone on YouTube. Much love. Justin, you made it back, man. Good to see you, bro. Shout out to Rock Out C just taking off. Shout out to everyone in chat. Shout out to Brian. Shout out to Justin. Shout out to Alexis, Nate, Rock Out, Havoc, Antonio. Great questions tonight, man. Everyone, Steady Moss, good to see you once again. Master 11, good to see you. Hope everyone have a wonderful night. Oh, Embraer. Captain X said the 737 Southwest. I might use that tomorrow, and then on Wednesday, Embraer for sure. But once again, man, appreciate you guys so much for hopping on. New England Aviation, much love to you, man. Appreciate you guys so much for hopping on. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for 33 likes. Let's get it. Have a wonderful night, guys. Much love. One love. God bless. Peace.